Hello, and welcome back to SARS Football Corner. Welcome back to another live stream, another show, another video on the channel. Big ups to everybody who's tuned in nice and early. Big ups to everybody who's watching on the replay. Make sure to smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. We are back here for another episode of the Koora Pod, episode 18, people. And listen, man, it's a big one, bro. The one before the biggest game of our season. Do you know what I mean? At this point, do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be that shameless. I'll leave that to Ash. But listen,
I'm never
biggest
shameless.
game of our season. Yeah, 100%, bro. Big up.
Wallahi, Allah.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll see. But anyway, listen, man, we're back again. I am joined by none other than this absolutely shameless guy, man like
Wallahi, I'm
Ashraf.
never shameless. Big
In the
up, guys.
building.
Big up. Thanks for joining a day before Arsenal have a historic night. Astaghfirullah, I said I'm not shameless. I'm not going to be shameless. But yeah, big up, man. It's
I told you, bro.
Monday,
He does it. He
start of
does
the
it
week.
subconsciously. He does it, bro. He doesn't even realize he's doing it. He's
It
like,
was
"Oh my
obviously,
god, wait, hold on."
it was obviously a joke and just flew over your head, bro. Like your well-shaven head, bro. Um, But yeah, look, it's Monday, start of the week. Usually not the greatest day of the week, but alhamdulillah, we have a good game to look forward to tomorrow.
And we are also joined. I don't know why Ash decided to just give a monologue when I was introducing everyone. At least let me introduce everybody, and then you can start speaking, Yahi. Okay.
Habibi, I can do a better intro than you can.
احترم راسك يلا اسكت.
Habibi.
Anyway,
And
big up
next we have the
big up to
legend.
T.
the myth.
Big up to T.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
up
I
to
was going to do a
T.
better intro, Allah,
The
but
T
okay, go ahead.
stands for Turkish. Joining us on the channel yet again, wearing his Galatasaray top, showing Fenerbahce that they are trash. Big up to T in the building.
Proper heritage.
Yeah, proper heritage, bro. Unlike these other Fener man. Anyway, big up to Sammy back again, joining us after a long await. How many of the episodes did you miss, man?
2.
It must felt bad when you were missing them, alive.
Yeah, man.
Sammy loves the show, guys. So legit.
I do. I love the panel. I love the show. I love the debates. I love the talk. So yeah.
And the
Big up to you all,
shamelessness
guys.
from Ash. Look at this guy stuffing his face. Wallahi, haram alayk, bro. Turn off the camera at least, bro. Turn off the camera, bro. You're stuffing your face.
Let the man enjoy his food, bro. Don't be rude.
Brother, I'm sitting here just looking around, bro. All I'm seeing is this. Bro, what is this, bro? Okay, that's a don't be rude, bro.
Bro,
And
you've seen worse, okay? So chill.
yeah, I can't lie. I've seen Ziad. That's something you can never. That's something you can never come back.
Habibi,
from,
I've
bro.
seen you eat in the stream, okay? Nothing's
Yeah,
worse than
exactly.
Yalla, brother. Yalla,
I hear it,
yalla,
man.
man.
Hey, listen,
Go,
let him enjoy his
man.
munchies, man. Ramadan's
Yeah,
over. Let
there
him
you
enjoy
go.
his munchies.
Anyway, and last but not least, Souls is not here. I don't know where this guy is, but he's not here. So we are joined by a very young Real Madrid fan, but we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide.
Yo.
We'll let it slide. We'll let it slide though, because he actually does give like a good input from their side. And listen, we're joined by a man like Abs in the building. We got to
What
you,
you
my
saying,
bro.
man? Yeah, man, all good. Happy to be on this.
You just about made the cut, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Listen,
You're
you know what it
practically
is?
Moroccan. You're practically Moroccan at this point, bro. Do you know what I mean? It
Man
just
said
is what it is.
Moroccan. Here, man. You know what it
Yeah,
is? All it is basically, like, I don't know. It's a pleasure supporting the biggest club on the planet. Unfortunately, it means that you have a target on your back all the time. And also it means when you lose, you get memed all the time, innit? Like, what's it called? Like this year, unfortunately, we've had 2 horrible results against Barcelona. And yeah, and the memes that came after that, yeah, it wasn't fun. But anyway, big up. Thanks for having me on, man. It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Big up to you, man. Big up to you. And listen, as you can see from the thumbnail, guys, actually you can see from the title, this is gonna be us doing a Real Madrid preview. Ash, you know what? I'll just come back on camera, bro. I'm joking, man. This guy legit just turned off the camera for the whole show now. He's just gonna be off camera. Well, he's not even there. Anyway, guys.
Yeah, Habibi, I'm there. I'm eating. Let me eat in peace.
Yeah, you can eat, bro, on camera, bro. It's so good, man.
Yeah, okay, khalas, yalla, okay.
Well, I'm not that.
Don't worry, when it's time to educate you on football, I'm happy to be here. Don't worry.
Ooh.
This guy is the biggest. Listen, guys, first swear word of the day. He's the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, let's get on to it, man. But listen, we are here, laughs aside, jokes aside, we are here to speak about this Real Madrid game. Obviously, a big hit losing Gabriel, but Saka is back, so it kind of balances itself out. But then you also look at the back line.
Please stop. No, Sad.
Can I just do a bit of like shamelessness and a bit of just like, bro, please, can you let me be shameless for just a second?
Go ahead, please. The floor is yours.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
It kind of balances it out. And yeah, listen, I'll be real, man. Looking forward to the game, bro. Looking forward to the game, man. You know what I mean? It's 90 minutes. You know what I mean? The score starts at 0-0. So it's in our hands. Do you know what I mean? And it's in Real Madrid's hands. Whatever happens, happens. But listen, we are here to discuss the game, of course. We're here to discuss the tactical breakdowns, the tactical analysis of how the game might go, who will be on top of who, pause. And yeah, listen, man, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. But no, to be honest, all jokes aside, I'm not as negative about it as you, man. Do you know what I mean? You, man, are like severely negative about how this thing's going to go. I'm not as negative.
Even without Gabriel.
I mean, dependent on what he does in the back line. If Kivior starts, then I think it could get peak. But if he does what I want him to do, then, do you know what I mean? It won't be
I
peak.
would love to hear what you want. Let's see.
No, I want him. It's simple. I want him to play a back four of Miles at left back, play Saliba, Timber as a centre back partnership, and then put Ben White on the right, bro. That's it. That's what I want, bro.
We're gonna get cooked from that side.
What's the problem with that, bro? Tell me then. Go on, then.
Left
This is what Sammy's doing, bro. Is telling me just this blanket statement of we're gonna get cooked. Explain it, Habibi. Let's go. Let's explain it, bro. Why are we gonna get cooked?
You think Ben White's gonna be able to hold on Mbappe and Vini Jr. at their worst, not even at their form?
Well, Saliba's there also, and you've got.
I didn't say anything about Saliba, so forget about Saliba.
No. But he's so you're talking about a right. When does a right back take on the striker and the left winger? When does a right back by himself?
Because
take on the
Mbappe
and the left winger.
Mbappe always likes to lean on the left side a lot before when he starts his
thought
run.
Timber would play right back anyway.
Regardless, if it's Ben White in the center or he's in the right back, I mean, regardless, I think Ben White is not in form, and even when he's in form, he's always get cooked by a fasty and a speedy winger. Always, I never ever seen him. Of course, he's gonna start. He doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice.
No, but I think Kivior is gonna start, bro.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
No, but the thing is, you lot talk about centre back injuries, but have you seen our injuries in defense this season? Like we've lost Carver half.
This is the only optimistic part in the whole thing is Real Madrid is not looking good in the defensive side. That's it for me.
I'm sorry. I had to pause my food for this. Abdullah, it doesn't count. It's not the same. You've had Militao and Carvajal injured from before. You've adapted. You're not Arsenal. You're Real Madrid. You'll cope with the squad you have.
Listen, Ferland Mendy's been out for a minute, and let me tell you,
Madrid is a different beast in Champions League.
In fact, I'll tell you what, Nag. You don't want to talk about defensive injuries this season. My backline tomorrow, I could rock up with the following: Lucas Vazquez, who I know for a fact none of you rate like that.
Yeah. Martinelli will cook him if Vazquez starts. I agree.
Fran Garcia at left back, who's notoriously a crap defender, by the way. And then Rudiger and Raul Asensio. Before this season, none of you knew who Raul Asensio was. So you can't tell me.
Yeah, but he's been amazing this season, though. No, he's been amazing this season, though.
He's been good when he's come in. Yeah, but listen, I like Raul. But at the same time, before the season, none of you knew who he was. The only guy who you all knew and rated like that was Rudiger. None of you rate Vazquez and none of you rate Fran Garcia. So yes, you lot might have a few injuries in defense, but it's not the same as having Fran and what's his name and Vazquez as your two fullbacks. Vazquez is washed up as a winger and we're playing him at right back. Imagine that.
I don't think we won't score. That'll be very, very difficult to imagine. I think we will score. I don't think we will outscore you. That's the issue. I think even with Gabriel being fit and playing, I don't think we would have outscored you anyways because, yes, I rate our defenders. I think our back four is really, really good. One of the best in the world. But I just think that attacking threat of Mbappe, Rodrigo, Bellingham, and Vinny Jr. is something we've never ever seen before. And Barca is the same thing. I think if we play Barca, it's the exact same thing. I'll tell you guys the way we can beat Real Madrid, which I don't think we will do, because I don't know. I actually say the opposite. I don't think Arteta is brave enough to do it, to be honest, anyways. But if he goes pragmatic like how Simeone did, he probably will get knocked out, because Real Madrid know how to play against these kind of teams. Simeone and Atletico Madrid are probably better than us when it comes to defensive organization and blocking teams from attacking, and they couldn't stop them. I think the way to knock out a Real Madrid is if you take the game to them and attack the living hell out of them. That's why if Real Madrid knock us out and they play PSG in the semifinals, I think PSG go through. Because I think Real Madrid this season, if you seriously commit to attacking them and you send people forward and you play a high line and you're committing players to go behind them and run behind them, I think you could seriously damage them. And that's the only thing.
Are you saying we need to play Ange Postecoglou style?
I genuinely think we need to do that, because this Madrid back line, I know people talk about our back line. Abdullah is right. Vasquez this season has been cooked by every single winger he's come up against. Garcia is not that great. I rate Asensio and Rudiger, but even Rudiger this season, because I've watched a lot of Madrid games this season, even Rudiger this season has had some shaky moments. He's not been Rudiger from 2 seasons ago when he won the Champions League, or 3, whenever he won it with Madrid. I think the way to get at them is to make sure we attack. And look, that's what Barcelona did. Barcelona, when they played against them, was full-on attack, commit people forward, high line, and they smashed them in both games. Yes, we're not Barca, but we have players who can also create that way. But I don't see Arteta doing that, to be honest.
The thing is, you know, another issue is, and I don't know if you not have been watching us like that, but basically, so teams we struggle against are like, what's his name? My man's right in the sense of also called teams who generally put a press on us and don't give us like a minute to breathe will get the better of us. So, for example, if you lot watched when we played Betis away, we lost 2-1. Isco actually got the winner, ironically enough, from after Brahim scored, which was very early on. Bro, the way that Betis just did not give man a minute to breathe was mental. So it's one of them ones where I feel like, I don't know, like for us this season, we've underperformed in it, because last year we won the league and the Champions League in it. And obviously, it's a bit difficult because we lost Toni Kroos. We've not replaced Toni Kroos properly. And what's it called? And, you know, there's been a few people about from Vinny.
Modric aged out.
No, Modric has been... Listen, Modric was never as important as Toni from last season. As they've gotten older, like after the 3-peat, Tony's become a more important player for us, innit? But then if you look at our attack, for example, like, and Vinny, since the turn of the year, has been garbage. He's been terrible. For his standards, he's been terrible. Even though that is my guy, he's not been anywhere near as good. Mbappe has actually been very good. Rodrigo was good for like a good 2 months from like January to February, whatever. After that, he's kind of fizzled out or whatever. And then, the midfielders for the majority, apart from Jude and Valverde, none of them have been consistent like that. Like Camavinga will have 2-3 good games, get injured, and then come back and drop a stinker. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, this is going to be a closer game than you lot think. I'm just going to keep it 100. Like, it won't be... I think we'll win. It just won't be like a drilling or whatever, innit?
I think, like Ash said, like a wise man said before, the best way of defense is attack, and this is where Madrid is gonna, depend on a lot. Their attack is regardless if they're having a good day or a bad day. You're talking about Vini Jr., you're talking about Rodrigo, you're talking about Mbappe. These guys at any moment, at any time, can create something out of nothing, and they can score. And our defense are not being the best defense so far, and we lost the most important part of our defense, which is Gabriel. This season, and even the season before, Gabriel has been even better than Saliba, like it or not. I like Saliba. I mean, I'm not dissing the guy or anything, but Gabriel was the guy of defense that you rely on, the guy that you feel comfortable going 1-to-1 against any player. You think Gabriel will stand off and defend us. But losing Gabriel was a huge blow for Arsenal. I don't know how Arteta is going to work around this. I really don't. What's your thoughts, T, on this game?
I mean, I am.
Just knock it
I
out.
was already at that.
Wait, why are you laughing? Wait, why are you laughing?
So sorry, no, because the way he just gave his thoughts, just went straight. So, what's your thoughts, bro? I was waiting for you to finish. I was gonna say that, but thank you very much for the. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I never thought we could
have
have
views on
beat.
sport, by the way.
You know, for me,
Yeah,
it's
bro.
a situation where I don't think we have enough players, even if we had the full squad to beat Real Madrid as a whole. Yes, we could have maybe stopped their attack by defending the shit out of them, like we usually do. You know what I'm saying? But without Gabriel, I don't see us doing that as
What about
significant.
Calafiori? T, you
He's
don't think he
injured.
can defend?
He's
He's
injured.
injured.
Maybe he's
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
injured.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Why are you trying
injured.
to start? Why is this guy with his
Man,
injured?
I'm trying to look at
Wallahi,
anything.
this
You know,
guy,
to
this guy, no, that was rage bait, bro. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Why are you trying to make us angry, bro? We already know he's injured. You knew he was injured. I've asked that on purpose, bro. Like, I know this Sammy guy well better than he knows himself, bro. I knew that he did that,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
Sorry,
the
T. Go ahead.
Sammy. I asked the same question. You know what I'm saying? So Allah, I also thought he was available. But anyway, I don't see us doing the same with Kivior as we would have done with Gabriel. I don't think Ben White will start. I think we are we think that Ben White is going to start because that's the obvious thing to do. But I think Arteta will look at it from a fitness perspective. I don't think he thinks Ben White is ready to start games, especially not these caliber of games.
Did you hear his
Uh,
presser though?
no, I haven't. I don't
So
listen
he
to.
was he was asked. Okay, yeah, no, okay, fair enough. Um, he was asked about the situation with everybody if they're all fit. He said that they were taking off Ben White in the last game, just to preserve his minutes because he's just come back, but he's looking good, and they've got session today and all of that stuff, so he's looking good for the game. So,
Okay.
him, Timber. I expect them all to be in the ranks to be able to start for that game.
Yeah.
I do think he is going to change. He because even then, I think they asked him something about have you got a different plan to what you're normally doing, and he said yeah, we've got a plan, we've got something sorted for them. This I don't know, bro. I think everybody's looking at this and they're just like, and the thing is, yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna let T finish, and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with my team.
Mhm. I mean, not much to say really. I genuinely think he's just waffling like always, and he's just gonna start Kivior like he does because Kivior had man of the match also last game. So I think that will also play a factor. He will think, oh, maybe it's just better if we put I don't know Timber against Vinny and let's just play Kivior Khalas. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it could go both ways, but I lean more towards the Kivior side. Not that I want Kivior, but I think he will start Kivior. And apart from that, bro, I'm also at that point and at that situation where even if we had all our players available, I don't think we would have ever beat Real Madrid anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we just don't have enough quality up front to take the game to them. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those situations where I could have possibly seen a world where we could out defend them, but without Gabriel, I just don't see that happening. And with our current front line, I just don't see us getting enough goals to outscore them. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's I'm not trying to sound pessimistic and doomer-ish, but I'm just trying to be realistic. I just don't feel like we have the numbers right now to actually go at them. You know, that's
No,
my thoughts.
for me, listen, I know everybody's like, listen, if we're talking objectively, and I'm not being shameless, the likelihood of over both legs, I think we will go out, yes. But this first game, I think people are overlooking like, this team, looking at overlooking some of these players like Ben White and Timber. Let's say for instance they do play in that thing. I think with Kivior, yes, he had a good game against Everton, but brother, this guy would just one guy would pace always. If you saw what Bakayoko did to him in last year, bro, it was disgusting. I know Ash remembers that, bro, because we were both watching that game, bro. Ended his career right there, bro. So a pacey winger, a pacey forward, somebody like the attributes of Kylian Mbappe. Do you know what I mean? It's a long day for a man like Kivior, bro. It's a long day. But if we do go with a back four of Miles, Saliba, Ben White, or think I would prefer Timber to be in the centre back positions and have Ben White on the right, bro. I think we could do something here. Do you know what I mean? I think we could definitely.
I think
I
that's going to be the
I
exact
think we
back
could.
four.
Yeah, so do I. But I think we can get a win out of this game at home. But I don't know how these players will be going away to the Bernabeu. Do you know what I mean? And having to protect that win. Like I genuinely think we can go tomorrow and we can maybe get
Sad. Okay, give us
1-0.
hope. Like I'm
It
listening
depends
to you,
on
and
the team.
I wanna get hope from what you're saying, right? So convince me how you think a team that is inferior to last season's team, that couldn't beat a Bayern Munich team that's not as good as Madrid, that struggled and probably could have lost that game. Convince me why you think this team that is inferior and worse in attack and worse in defense can win at home against a better Madrid team. What have you seen from the last year until now to make you think? I think we have learned. I think we're
It's
going
not
to be better.
What you think the Madrid team this
necessarily
year
our
is better than last year?
I think the Madrid team this year is better than Bayern last year because we lost to
Oh.
Bayern in the quarterfinals.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's
Oh,
not-
fair enough.
It's not necessarily what I've seen, Ash. I think it's more like the way everybody's going up against Arsenal and saying we're gonna lose. Like, bro, sometimes players will see this stuff and then they'll just turn on, bro. You don't
Can I
know.
counter that really
With
quick?
all due respect, like we've seen many teams that have gone into this underdogs and ended up causing a shock. Like, let's not act
Can
like
I
we've
counter?
let's not act like we've got no, hold on. I know you're gonna counter. Let's not act like we've got bums on the pitch, Ash. With all due respect, we have
I know
Saka
no one
who
said that.
we have Saka who last time when we played Bayern Munich was one of our star players in that game. Scored a very good goal in the first. Scored a very.
But you're
first,
missing the
very good
point.
first
That's
goal.
exactly what I'm saying. We had players in form last season. We were killing it in the Premier League. We were going on an amazing run. We reached the first quarterfinals in God knows how long. We were playing fantastic football in the second half of last season. It's not the case now. If you're basically saying an underdog team that is also performing like crap should go beat a European giant that, yes, are not having their best season, but are
But
having a better season than most
So
teams.
hold on, Ash. In the Champions League, have we not
They're
had
still
very
fighting
good
for a treble,
performances?
by the way.
Hey,
That's the
in the
crazy
Champions
I have a
League,
very good
in the
question on this.
no, but hold up. In the Champions
After
League,
yourself.
though, in the
Mhm.
Champions League, have we not been good? Has it not been difference in performances? Did we not?
Doesn't matter. No, no,
You
Sad.
know,
Look
you
at
know why
the-
that's irrelevant.
look at
Did we
Liverpool.
You know why
not
that's
did we not
irrelevant?
go and
Because
beat other teams?
you know
Come
why
on,
that's
man.
irrelevant?
What are we doing
Because
here,
when
bro?
we got slapped up by Bayern Munich 10-2, we were also going to the Champions League that season until we played them. We beat
But
dumped
we're
the
not
group that had
talking about.
PSG in
We're
it.
not talking about back in freaking 2016 or 2017.
No, but that team was not bad. That
Bayern
team
Munich.
won an FA Cup in 2014, won an FA Cup in 2015, and won an FA Cup in 2017. It wasn't a shit team. We had Ozil, Cazorla, Alexis Sanchez. Okay, Cazorla was not there at that time, but Alexis
Okay,
Sanchez, we had
but we're
some
talking.
good players.
But we're talking about this season. We're talking about in this campaign.
Fine, this season,
We
this
have
campaign,
we haven't
been tested.
played. We haven't played very. Are you nuts?
Tell me who have we
Bro.
been tested by?
Yeah,
Who did we get
we
tested by?
played PSG. We played PSG.
That
we're
was
a very
without
good team.
Dembele and without Kvaratskhelia, without both of their current superstars, and it was
And?
at all ground.
And
What do you mean,
they
and?
still
That
have
makes a
they still have
difference.
dangerous player, bro. They
And-
still have
no,
a
since you
very
asked-
good
since
defense.
you asked
They still have
and-
a very good defense.
Since you asked, and we
not mighty
didn't have
Liverpool, bro.
Kvaratskhelia and Dembele, and we had Gabriel and Havertz who scored that game, by the way. So we actually were stronger and they were weaker. It's not the same. We played against Inter Milan away from home, where, by the way, they had 6 of their starting 11 players on the bench. They didn't start their full team, and they beat us 1-0. Who else did we play that was really good? No one. That's it. Those were the only two tests we had.
But in that Inter Milan game, it wasn't necessarily us lacking in quality, bro. It wasn't. It was
But
it was
doesn't mean
us
shit,
lacking
guys.
in the
Doesn't mean
final.
shit.
It was us
Doesn't-
lacking in that final finish. It wasn't.
Bruh.
It wasn't
Liverpool-
us lacking quality to get the ball into the box.
But Liverpool was the first
come
team
on.
in this group stage, right?
Yeah.
And they were like one of the candidates to actually go all the
And
way.
they got
and win
knocked out by PSG.
Exactly. So I don't think this is a metric. Who did we face or what we didn't face? It depends on the current moment that we are. Who remembers the game?
Even Liverpool saw me. Even
yeah.
though I swear to God, Liverpool fans will get triggered, and I'm not trying to disrespect them, but they also didn't
No,
have that
disrespect them,
crazy challenge
disrespect them, please.
because they also didn't have the crazy challenge because the only big teams they faced in the group stage were all at home. They played Real Madrid at home. They played Leverkusen at home and stopped both of them.
So they were in good
No,
form.
but it's not still. It's not
By the
still.
way, we had a
Going
whole
away
list
to a
of
big
that
team
game
is
as
harder,
well.
bro.
That's the only reason why we lost.
Also, by the way, For this guy this Ash guy that's chatting absolute shit, RSSR is completely right, bro. So if that Bayern team was shit, why did they hold Real Madrid so close?
I never said
bro?
they were shit.
And almost
Wait, wait,
no.
wait, 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 wait.
Hold
Don't
on.
misquote me. Don't
You're
misquote
telling
me.
me.
I said
You're
this
telling
Madrid
me.
team.
You're
He
telling
said
me that
he
this
said they're
team-
worse. He said they're
You
worse
said
than
that
Real
this
Madrid.
This guy doesn't
this
listen. He
team,
pretends like he's
that
listening and
Bayern
he
Munich
doesn't.
team is worse than this team, bro. This is
I said
practically
this
the
Real
same
Madrid
team,
team is better than last year. Yeah, exactly. This Real Madrid team is better than last year's Bayern Munich team. Why is that crazy?
but it's
How is
not.
that me calling Bayern Munich shit? I
He
was
even
on stream with you.
clarified that to
I was on a
Abs as well.
stream with you where I said do not underestimate Bayern Munich because they're not winning the league. They're probably going to knock us out. And I even predicted the scores. I said we will probably draw the first game 2-2 and we'll get knocked out the second game. What are you on about, bro? Stop
Okay, so
walking out
hold
your
on.
ass.
You did not predict the scores. Firstly, you did not
I have
predict
a
the scores.
video on my channel when the draws came out with Souls, and Souls can back this up, where I said I think the first game will end 2-2 and I think we'll lose the second game by a goal.
You know
and we'll
what?
get knocked out.
I can't lie. I didn't see that video. I didn't see the video.
Yeah, watch yourself.
Okay, guys,
Relax. Why are you heavy breathing on the mic, bro? What the hell is this guy doing? It's like.
No, but I'm just
Relax,
saying it's
bro.
not contradictory. I'm saying Madrid this season,
No.
despite their issues, are better than Bayern last year. They are better.
But Ash,
And
sorry,
we are
go ahead,
worse.
Sammy.
do
Sammy,
you
go
guys
ahead.
remember? Do you guys remember the lineup that we were at back in 06 and 07 against Madrid?
No, it was all 5
Yeah,
06, wasn't it?
Do you guys
05,
remember the
06,
lineup?
not 06 or 07. Yeah, 05 or 6. Yeah.
Oh, 506, sorry. Yeah. Do you guys remember the lineup?
Yeah, I think there was Ljungberg, Perez, Henry. I think Fabregas. I don't know if he started or came off the bench that game.
I'm too young to remember that game. I can't know.
Wait. Hold on.
Yemen.
Let me stop you there. Campbell was not there.
Campbell was not there. Was
that away or at home?
The one we won 1-0 because it was 0-0 at home. Remember?
Yeah.
Was it Senderos? Was Senderos starting?
There we go.
Senderos was in.
And-
Senderos
yeah.
was at the back. And
Do you guys raise
Senderos?
Senderos?
No, of course not. He sucks.
Do you,
Yeah,
okay, have
but-
a
but, you know,
wild
but
guess.
here's-
Have
here's the
a
thing.
wild guess. Whose was the left back?
Sigan.
Nah,
I
Flamini.
Clichy.
There we go.
Flamini.
Flamini. Ah.
Flamini.
Yo,
man,
he
I've
was a
got-
shit
I've got it up
DM.
there.
No, but in that
Exactly.
season, though, in that
Sammy, you
season,
cannot say
we're
that
in the
because-
exact same.
But bro, you cannot say that because up front we have Henry, we have Fabregas, we have Gilberto
Fabregas
Silva,
was
we
too
have
young.
Reyes.
Fabregas was too young. Fabregas was
Doesn't
too
No,
matter.
young.
but he was
Doesn't matter.
shining at that time. He was
Doesn't
He
matter.
killing
was.
it.
He was like 1 year now.
He was better
Okay,
than any
okay,
talent
so
we've ever had.
you can
ever.
say we had a weak back line back then, but we had
What
a
I'm-
front line that made up for it. You know what I'm saying? And not
And you had Gilberto. Gilberto.
Wait.
was a
Why are you
fucking
guys
like
missing?
young, wasn't he?
You guys are missing the biggest point of all of this. Sammy, you know why your example is wrong? Because
Why?
Madrid were absolute garbage that time. They weren't good. They were getting knocked out at round of 16 every single season until Mourinho came and they made the semi-finals for the first time since
But
2002.
still,
Go check it
I mean,
out.
when we talk about Champions League heritage, Ash, I think Madrid is up there, and we are not.
Nah, that's
not even
BS
there.
because that same Madrid
That's
team
BS?
3 years later got slapped up. That same Madrid team got slapped up by Liverpool 5-0 3 seasons later. That same Madrid team got slapped up by Barcelona 6-2 3 years later. It's
Right
not the
about that,
same,
yeah.
bro.
Wait,
This
hang on.
heritage
You
only
do-
matters when the team is good. Their
Mm.
team, the Galacticos they built, that they
Yeah.
thought was going to be that kind of team, it didn't work. And they were, when they won the Champions League in 2002 when Zidane scored that volley, go check
Point
the
is-
Champions League knockouts every single season. They were
No,
getting
you know
knocked out
what?
at round
That's
16
kind
every
of-
year.
No, wait, Ashraf, you're being a bit disingenuous here. The Galacticos
Okay.
did work for a while, but what happened was we sold
I'm talking about
Makelele.
R9
replaced
Galactico.
him. No. What happened? We sold Makelele. We replaced him. We never replaced him properly, and we brought in guys like Beckham and all that. And yeah,
Yeah, but that's my point. When R9 came, because that's the true Galactico, when R9 joined as well, you guys never won a Champions League after that, ever.
yeah.
From
I
that
hear
season, he joined.
What I'm trying to say here, Ash, the point is, I didn't mention this just to compare this team with the current team or Real Madrid team with the past team. What I'm saying is it's based on game to game. And you could have that moment with shitty players like Flamini, like Sindros, and you might get something. You might nick up a win. I'm not saying we're going to smash Madrid. I'm never going to say that. I mean, but maybe there's a hope that we can win a shitty 1-0, you know, a shithousery game, a debatable penalty, maybe a questionable decision from the referee. We need that kind of luck. You want to call it luck? Call it luck. But we need that kind of fortune to win or to even, have a small chance of winning against Madrid.
Genuinely, Sami, I swear to you, I actually think it's the opposite. I think if we go there, press them, attack proper, I think we have a better chance because this Madrid team is vulnerable. Yes, they're the greatest team in the history of football and all that stuff, but even Abdullah will tell you the season
Man,
defensively.
we can win against Everton 2 days ago, Ash. Come on, man.
Yeah, I understand, but Everton will
that's
not
not
block the
bad,
bus.
bad,
Everton will
bad.
not play a low block like. By that logic, Sami, how come when PSV opened the game we slapped them? How come when Man City opened the game we slapped them? How come when Monaco opened the game
You
we slapped
just didn't mention PSV.
No, I'm trying to give you an example when teams because PSV, in my opinion, are better than Everton. The difference between PSV and Everton is Everton know how Arsenal play. They know, oh, this team loves open spaces. We are not going to give them open spaces. PSV had no idea what Arsenal is, which is why when they came up against us, they're like, oh, we'll play an attacking game. I think we can punish them, and they learned the hard way.
Maybe T
Madrid-
will get maybe T will get rattled here, but maybe if I take Southampton and put them in the Dutch league, I think they're going to be like top 4. I'm sorry. Sorry, T, if you rate up the Dutch league. Look, man, I don't rate that league. I'm sorry. I don't rate that
don't
league.
rate
No, I'm just gonna think if that's actually
You
true.
don't
but
rate La
I
Liga?
don't think that's.
I'll be honest, La
No,
Liga is a
Wait,
better
wait, wait.
league.
No,
Did
Dutch
you
league.
say-
No.
Oh,
Bruh,
okay,
no. I thought you were talking about the Turkish league. Nah, Dutch league. I don't
No,
think
not
so.
what does Turkish league have to do
Why
with
you
this?
tell us?
Listen, the
Because
Dutch
he is
league,
These
originally
guys are
Turkish,
such
that's why.
frauds.
What you
These
mean,
guys are
Ashraf?
such
Turkish
frauds,
league is better than the Dutch league. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's not.
but for real,
Yes, it is.
I
At
think
this
the
moment
best
in time,
Dutch
it is.
team, the best Dutch team will beat the best Turkish team. Like Galatasaray will lose to Ajax. Ajax is top, right? I think they were top
I
when I
don't
checked
know, I
a
don't
couple of weeks
think so.
ago.
Ajax is now top,
Feyenoord.
Yeah. I think
Galatasaray have
Ajax
my
will
guy
beat them.
Ozzy, don't they? Ozzy could do side against them.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't do anything in the Europa League. To be honest, neither do Ajax. So,
Yeah.
Either
No,
way,
but
though,
Ashraf,
Mac, can I ask you
Ashraf
guys?
is doing this is on purpose because both his countries have dead leagues. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to target Turkey.
No. Morocco actually wins the AFCON. Not AFCON, what is the Champions League of Africa called?
Yeah.
What?
Something.
No, that
I don't
Champions League. They win the Champions League of Africa.
So you're flexing your amateur fights against my professional fights against the likes of AJ.
How are they amateur
and,
fights? I'm going up against the. I'm going
Amateur
up against
fights, you
the
know.
club. I'm going
Bro,
up against the club
I am going
that has
against
the
Real
most
Madrid.
trophies in history.
I'm going against
Al
Real
Ahly.
Has the
Madrid.
most
bro.
trophies.
You know what I'm saying?
Al Ahly has
Hold on,
more
this is a skirmish for
any
the
other
ages,
club in
man.
history. And by the way, no team has dominated a tournament, a
Okay, but
continent.
nobody cares
like
what
Al
you
Ahly
do
does.
there. Nobody cares what you do there
Huh?
because you're
What do
beating
you mean?
you're beating farmers and mine workers, bro. You know what I'm saying? We are beating
Al
Real
Ahly
Madrid
are
here. You
farmers.
know what I'm saying?
Wallahi, let
Wallah,
some Egyptians
farmers,
hear you.
mine
Let
workers, you know what I'm saying?
Let Mo hear
Camel
you. Call Al
brushers,
Ahly.
a
Let
doctor in the
Mo
weekend, you know what I'm
hear
saying?
you. Call Al Ahly
Wallah, hey.
farmers, bro. Nah. What are you on about, bro? At least our food is seasoned. You're playing against people who use salt and pepper as their
Okay.
flavoring. Get the hell out of
Okay.
here, bro.
Why don't you get a new joke instead of copying Hossam, huh? Why don't you do that?
Wait. No.
Why don't you get an original joke?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
Instead
mistaking
of
something. I'm not
copying
talking about
Hossam.
Turkish food. I think Turkish food is delicious. I eat Turkish food a lot here. I'm talking about European food. Let's relax a little
Oh,
bit.
but bro, do you really think I care about European food? I don't give a shit.
Because you're defending like European countries right now.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
football is not the same as food. You know what I'm saying?
We deviated. My point is, I said this, I think on another stream, I can't remember where, and it got like some question marks. I think that the best teams in football history are all attacking teams. I don't think, especially in the last 15 to 20 years, I don't think you can have a team that is built on defense and plays a defensive game in this current modern era of football and can build a dynasty. I think maybe like one defensive team can win something by fluke here and there, but not build a dynasty.
Are you
And
sure?
that's why I'm saying, name one. Name one team that was able to build a dynasty in the last 10, 15 years. If I name the top 5 clubs of the last 10, 15 years, all of them are super attacking. Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Man City, and Bayern Munich. All super attacking teams.
Depends. Do you consider Juve a super attacking team?
Juve are not a dynasty like that. They are a dynasty in Italy. I'm talking about Champions League, like being the best of the best. Juve never did anything in the Champions League. They reached the final
True, fair
twice
enough.
and
But I'm
lost to
talking
Barca and Real
realistically.
Madrid both
For
times.
me personally, the way that football's going, I think it depends where. If in England, maybe because obviously I don't watch the PL as much, but like what's it called? When it comes to England, you see what's his name. You see Pep has had a big influence where everyone wants to play this playing out the back tippy tappy nonsense. Whereas in La Liga, for example, apart from Barca, bro, most teams basically they play a defensive game here. Now, people love to talk about a low block. If you faced Getafe's low block, for those guys who've seen them, then you'll know what a low block is. So I don't know. I think you'll see a
Yeah, but
defensive team.
Abdullah, Getafe play a low block against you and Barca. They don't do it against Valencia and Osasuna and all. They
Oh no,
open
no,
up
no! Trust me. When they need to, they play a dirty low block against all these teams.
Yeah,
Trust
when
me.
they need to, but then that Premier League is worse then, because Premier
Hmm?
League in the Premier League it's worse. I'm saying because 15 of the Premier League or 14 of the Premier League teams play low blocks against the top six, so you have way more games with low blocks versus open game versus attacking teams as you have in La Liga. Like I've seen Barcelona go up against some teams in La Liga this season where they were killed on the counter attack, or teams were able to score against them, or at least get dangerous chances. Madrid, same thing, but I don't
The
see
only
that
Because they
this
know
Premier
their
League.
limits,
year-
man.
the only team this year who got the better of Barca, especially at the little stadium, is what's it called? Is Atleti. Really?
Little stadium.
Yeah, listen, we know that. All I'm saying is that people say that UEFA love Real Madrid, but check Barca's side of the draw. Look how nice it is for them.
I mean, they're
Yeah,
playing without the Camp Nou this season. If they had the Camp Nou, but
I'm interested to know, Abs, what's your percentage of this upcoming game against Arsenal? Do you think 50%, 80% you guys are gonna go through, or
We should
based on
win.
the current situation? Mhm.
We should win, but now it depends on, I don't know, because next week Fela Mendy will be back, so that's what's it called. That'll be a plus for us, and maybe Ceballos might be back because Ceballos, ironically enough, I know Arsenal fans don't really like Ceballos, so I don't rate him that highly, but he's actually been one of our better midfielders this season when he's come in.
He's a good
Now
player.
that little period
Why
around
do Arsenal
January,
fans? Why do Arsenal fans not like it?
because you lot don't, you don't all like, oh, he's not all that and shit. You lot didn't rate him.
Nah, he wasn't a good footballer, but it is where
I
he
think he's a
wasn't a
great
good footballer
tactician.
for. He wasn't a good footballer for us. That's. But there's no hatred there, bro. Do you know what I mean? It just
Okay,
didn't
so
work
hate
out.
is the wrong word, but it's like you don't have fun memories of him. Let's put it that way.
Who was not a
Yeah.
good footballer for us?
Danny
Dani
Ceballos.
Ceballos.
No, he was decent. He had one decent season. We won the FA Cup, and he was a
Yes.
starting midfielder
I
for
mean,
us.
I think
Yeah, it's
it was just
perfect,
that
Ash.
period.
Perfect, yeah.
We just hated that period really much to the point
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
when we think of Ceballos, we think of that period. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
yeah,
No, I hear you.
Mustafi and Holding,
Yeah.
David
No, but
Luiz.
listen,
Oh my God.
so for example,
The
like, just to give you guys a bit of context, so the guys who are missing for tomorrow, I've said Fela Mendy's out. Ceballos has just come back in training. Militao and Carvajal, they're gone for the foreseeable. Lunin, even though he's been inconsistent, is out. And Tchouameni's also suspended. So
But you have
like, we're-
Courtois back, no?
yeah, Courtois back.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Courtois
So
back,
we're
bro.
basically, if you want to
They
know,
made sure to get that guy prepped up, bro. They made sure. Don
And that too
Carlo,
against our corners because he's a
Don
good
Carlo,
corner keeper.
yeah,
literally, you know, it's
bro,
because
Don
we basically.
Carlo
Mhm.
said we're making sure this guy is ready, bro. And there's no way he's not ready for this game, bro.
Yeah, but even you
Wallahi.
talk about what's his name. You talk about Courtois. Courtois, like, I don't know. He's still one of the best. He's still one of the best keepers on the planet, like along with Alisson and that. But yeah, but then Mustafi or Kivio. Kivio's better than him, surely.
Mhm.
I'd probably take Mustafi, I'm not gonna
I can't lie. Me and Ash on the same
Yeah.
wavelength, bro.
No,
I'm
but
like,
thinking.
hold
I
on. a minute, 'cause
remember-
I have to think
I
about
remember
that.
good moments from Mustafi and
yeah,
very.
Mustafi.
Yeah.
I'd take Mustafi. I can't lie. This, do you know what I
But
mean?
yeah.
I can't
Another
lie.
good moment because he lasted.
One is
that
a World
long.
Cup. One is a World Cup winner.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
He was a
Sammy,
sub, man.
It
Sammy,
doesn't
to answer
matter,
your question,
bruv. You got the medal, mate.
Now, Sammy, to answer your question though, I think it's a 70-30 chance of us going through.
Damn,
Because
that's
I feel-
generous. I don't think
Look.
Arsenal fans give ourselves that kind of chance.
No, because you know what it is. Because I feel like, look, we'll go through, but it's not like, I don't know. It won't be a pretty sight. Like, for example, if you played PSG or astaghfirullah for saying this, Barcelona, then it would probably be, it probably wouldn't be a close game. But with us,
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
agree.
it would be a bit because I don't know. This season that we've fallen off the face of the earth, and as a part of it is the fact that we lost Cruz and never replaced him. Well, obviously lost Carvajal and that, so it's a lot more even this year than it would have been last year. That's for sure.
Bro,
know-
one thing we need to do is that there's a bunch of Madrid players that have yellow cards and they're in danger of getting suspension for the second leg.
Yeah.
We need to rattle those players. Vinny Jr. is one of them, bro. We need
I
to
know
rattle
what you
Vinny Jr. get
He's
on
easiest
the
guy.
I
He's
actually,
easiest
I
guy
actually
to
don't.
battle.
I can't lie. I actually have no problem with that because I know if Ben White starts on that right side, I guarantee he's not in the next leg. I guarantee that, bro.
Sure,
I'm
Nah,
telling
Vinny-
you, bro.
Shit,
Ben White.
bro.
No. Abs. When I tell you, Ben White is a C next Tuesday, bro. He will just sit there and just say stuff. He'll pull his shirt, like he'll just do stuff that just piss him off, bro. Like
I'll
it'll
be
be
honest, Vinny,
especially
I'd be
if
worried if what's his name.
dominating. Hold up, especially if we're dominating in the game or something, or we're getting the one up over you guys, and we keep on constantly attacking you guys, bro. He's gonna try and nuts him or something, bro. He did it to
Vinny
Doku.
won't, what's it called? Vinny won't lose his head. The only reason why it seemed like he lost his head last time is because historically against Atleti, Vinny doesn't do that well. Like his record against them isn't particularly great, but against English teams, Vinny's record is very good. Like he scored against Liverpool multiple times. He scored against Chelsea multiple times, home and away, I believe. Did he score at the Bernabeu? Actually, no. I tell a lie. He didn't score against them at the Bernabeu. He has scored against them away from home. Was it him? I'm trying to remember. One of those two, innit?
Against
or
who?
not- Against Chelsea, I'm trying to remember. So I know he scored against Liverpool home and away. He scored against Real Madrid home and away. Sorry, not
He
Real
scored
Madrid.
from the outside. Was
he
that Chelsea one? Was that he scored at Stamford Bridge? I swear that was the one from outside the box, isn't it?
No, he never scored against. No, in fact, no. There's 1 year, the 2 years
I
we
think he
played
did
against.
score against Chelsea when they won 1-0 at the
Outside
bridge,
the
if I'm not
box.
wrong.
It was outside the box, bro.
I don't think it was
No,
outside
no,
the
no,
box.
no.
It
So
was. It
let
was
me
a curler,
No,
bro.
no, no. So let me remind myself. So in 22, because the year before that we played them in lockdown and Vinny didn't score. It was only Kareem who scored. The year after, Kareem scored a hattie at Stamford Bridge. And then obviously, what was it? Rodrigo got the goal that sent it to extra time at the Bernabeu. Then Kareem got the winner. The year after, we beat them 2-0 at the Bernabeu when Asensio and Kareem both scored. And then Rodrigo, and I believe it
Rodrigo's.
was...
No, it was
Rod-
Rodrigo 2 goals.
Yeah, Rodrigo.
Benzema was insane
For
that
some reason, I
season.
thought it was Fede who scored. Rodrigo, I know, scored against Chelsea away. Against City, Vinny scored home and away against them. And against Liverpool, he scored home and away, I believe. Yes, he has. He has.
Against Liverpool, home and away. Yeah, the 5-2 and the yeah.
He scored against Liverpool. So he's against English opposition. Vinny Jr. does well in it. And now this is just another opportunity to play another English side. So he should do his thing.
I mean, listen. Hopefully, for our sake, he doesn't. And to be honest, listen, I can't lie, man. Since that Ballon d'Or thing, bro, he's lost his head a couple of times. Bro.
Yeah, I know. It's
He's-
funny
he's-
because
It's like when he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, bro. It took his confidence away, bro. Well, like,
I
it's
don't
just-
think he deserved it. Honestly, I think the right winner deserved it and got it. To be honest,
the
Yeah,
right
but
winner.
regardless of that, though, it has taken something away from his game, bro.
yeah,
Like,
probably.
He doesn't go. He doesn't go
The guy
forward.
who
with
should
that
have
thing,
won
yeah.
it was Jude Bellingham, but no one's ready for that convo.
No, I think Rodri still was better overall. I know Madrid won the Champions League, but it's an individual competition, and I don't think you can hold it on Rodri because Man City didn't win the Champions League. He was
Okay,
phenomenal last season.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you a question.
But I do rate Bellingham. I think Bellingham was second. I don't even think Vinny was second. I think Bellingham should have been
How
second.
much better was Rodri in the Euros than Jude?
I'd say on a similar level. I mean, he won player of the tournament, Rodri, but I don't think he was
Yeah.
the best player in Spain, but he
And
was at top level.
And that's part of the reason why individual awards mean fuck all. Because the fact that Rodri won
Why?
player of the tournament, Rodri should not have won player of the tournament. That Euro.
But can I argue?
But you
though?
can. But can you deny
To some
Abs? He
extent,
was
like, for
amazing.
example,
He was
I'll
amazing.
tell you
though.
what, like for
Can I
example,
argue-
there's certain years where, for example, like the Ballon d'Or should have gone to certain other guys. Let me just give you a prime example, right? So
Can you give
for
it?
example-
Wait. Well, Abs, out of curiosity, can you give an example?
Okay, so like what's it called? In 2019, when everyone said, "Oh, Virgil van Dijk should have won it." I
See,
hate
there
saying
you go. You gave an example of Messi and Barca. You didn't want to give an example of Madrid. Can you name an example when Madrid won it and they didn't deserve it? Someone else should have won it.
In my lifetime,
Ah.
not that I know of it.
I can think of 2 or 3, but I still would not make
Which
that
year?
argument.
What you're gonna say? Ronaldo 2013, aren't you?
No,
That's
2013 is one, but I don't. By the way, I don't think Ribéry should have got it. I think Ronaldo should have won it.
2013 Ribéry should have gotten that. Sorry.
No, that's
Yeah,
what,
but
I know
exactly.
that's what
But
you're
that's
gonna
the
say.
thing. I don't look at it as trophies. This is why I'm saying people need to stop looking at it that way. That's why you guys want Vinny and Bellingham to win it because Champions League, and that's why people wanted Ribéry to win it because they won the treble. Ronaldo that year had a better year than everyone else. 2016, I never say
No,
I never
because he was the best left back in the world at that moment, Ash.
left back.
I mean,
left
you're,
wing.
you're left wing. Sorry, you're
He
comparing.
wasn't the best left wing, though.
You're comparing now Rodri with Bellingham. I think those are two different players, two different
For me,
positions. You know, I mean, it's hard
I
to
give-
compare.
How was Ribery better
I
than
give an
Cristiano
argument?
Ronaldo that year?
Can I get?
He was.
They both
no, but
they
no, but
both
I'll
play
give you an
left wing.
example.
They both
I'll
play
give-
left wing for
yeah.
top clubs, and one
Yeah.
of them outscored him and had more assists. How is he better?
It's not about only outscoring and how being effective and impactful in the game, Ash.
He was
I mean,
super impactful. If it wasn't for
I'm
him,
not-
they
I'm
wouldn't
not
even
saying-
reach the semi-final.
I'm
was
not saying
involved- he was
I'm not
involved
saying
in a
Ronaldo
lot
was
of
shit,
goal
bro.
scoring
I'm not saying
actions,
Ronaldo was shit,
If you-
but
if-
Ribery
if-
was better at that particular season. I'm not saying.
I think
Ronaldo
you're
is-
saying he's
or
better
Ribery is
because he won a treble. If he didn't win a treble, nobody would be talking about Ribery.
Can I?
Be-
let me-
because he was
guys,
good. That's why they won
me-
the treble, Ash.
Let
Oh,
me.
no,
let
but
me.
Robin,
let me give you-
Robin. Okay, go ahead.
Let me give you guys an argument just against
Yeah.
Abs's point for why I think Rodri did deserve it to a
Mm.
certain degree. In any team that Rodri is in, he makes the team work. Do you know what I mean? If you take him out of any team that he's involved in, I don't think it works the same. You see the effect it's had on City. I think in that Spanish team as well. If he's not in that midfield for Spain, then you can't, and you don't have somebody to fill that same kind of like job that he does, then your team could fall apart from the midfield. You won't have the midfield as compact as it should be. The only reason why it still went through was because they had Zubimendi to come in there, Khalas, do the same job that he does. Cool. But if you don't have, I think when we look at it, we're looking at, look at the star guy, look at Vinicius Junior, all he does. But I feel like people underrate what Rodri does in a team, bro. How the team revolves around him. And his
Can I add
job-
something to your point, Saad? Not only that, since when was the last time a defensive player won the? Was it 06? Cannavaro?
Navarro.
Yeah.
06, right? Since that time until Rodri won it, where I rate Rodri to have both, aspects, attacking and defensive. Nobody won it because Messi and Ronaldo were there, so nobody can argue about those two. But it's kind of took out the part that this prize, which is the Ballon d'Or, is supposed to be for the best player, not the best attacking guy, not the most goals, not the most assists, none of those. The best player, meaning that the person who actually helped his team to win something, helped his team to elevate to the next level. He was extraordinary. So Cannavaro, from that time, nobody, as a defensive player, came into even the top three. I would say maybe Van Dijk, 2019, maybe was it? That's the only
Jorginho.
time.
This is
And
what I was gonna
Jorginho,
say,
yes,
though.
and Jorginho. So that's why I think our way of thinking and approaching the Ballon d'Or became towards, look at his look at his dribbles, look at his goals, look at his assists, look at this, look at that. But we forget the parts that we don't see, the tactical parts in the pitch, where Saad is mentioning. Yes, Rodri, as a midfielder, he was phenomenal. Defensively, attacking, he's doing his role. Even beyond, he's going the extra mile from his role. He's scoring goals, man. He scored the goal against Inter Milan. What do you got? What are we taking from there? I mean,
but
the
that
guy
was
was.
24, man. What are we doing here? That was 23. Why are you arguing about something that's 23 for 24?
No. I'm saying generally, looking at the Ballon d'Or as a
Like, literally.
as a
No,
prize.
because I'll
Mhm.
give you an example, right? I don't even. This is gonna sound mad, just to show you that I'm not even trying to be biased here, right? So you see in the
Yeah.
18-19 season, everyone was saying, Virgil van Dijk should have won it, right? If
Mhm.
you see the state of that Barca team, which Messi dragged across the line to win La Liga, you'll understand exactly why it deserved it. No one needs to tell
Yeah.
you about Messi's quality in it. I
Which is
don't.
fair. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it.
No, no,
absolutely.
no. This is what I'm saying. Like this. So when I'm talking about players who don't, so I'm not trying to be biased. I'm just saying from an individual point of view, from start to finish, for me, Bellingham was the better guy. And then even at the international tournament for England, although to be completely honest with him, Jude didn't exactly cover himself in glory throughout the whole tournament. In fact, people were complaining about him.
He had good moments. Yeah, only good moments. Yeah.
But overall, from start to finish, for me, Jude was better than Rodri. Unfortunately, because his name's Jude and he's from Birmingham, he doesn't have a fancy name. He doesn't have the.
Nah, it's not that. It's not that, bro.
All that shit.
Abs, if the only nominee from Madrid was Bellingham, you would have had a better chance. But when the nominee from Madrid are two players, Vinny
votes were
and
split.
Bellingham, and also Carvajal, who was in the top 5 as well. That kind of splits the votes. Even those who want to vote for a Madrid player.
And for
are gonna
me,
split the vote accordingly.
Carvajal deserves it more than Vini and more than Bellingham.
No, he doesn't.
Again.
Danny is
See,
like that. He
this is
doesn't
what I'm
deserve
saying,
it.
Sami. This
Yeah.
is what you're doing, Sami. You're looking at trophies. You're looking at Carvajal won the Euro, Carvajal won Liga and Champions League. So he's the common
No, I'm
denominator.
looking
He
at
deserves to be
I'm
there.
looking at how pivotal he was. Ash.
I don't
I'm
even
not
think he was the
saying
best right back in the world last season, let alone like best player in the world. Like in my opinion, like it's just
Nah,
people
Carvajal
need
did
to
his
stop
thing,
looking
though.
at trophies.
Listen,
You look at
Carvajal,
actual performance.
I can't. But you're doing Danny a bit of a disservice here because since he's been injured, like we have not managed to recover, especially from the right hand side, and that's that's probably why. To be fair, I know people have been getting on to him recently. That's probably why Rodrigo's not been as good, because one thing that Danny gives you is he gives you good support down the right hand side, even at his big age.
Abs, I'm not saying he's not. He's world class.
Who
I'm not
was
saying
better
he's-
than
he's
Carvajal
amazing.
at that time, Ash?
But I'll come to it now. I'm not. He's world class, but I'm saying he
Mhm.
wasn't the best player in the world. People can say he's the best in his position, fair enough, but I don't think he's the best player in the world because the reality is, as good as he is, and yes, you are missing him. I'm not denying it, but I think you would have missed Bellingham way more last season. I think you would have missed Vinny even more last season. Like, so I don't think he was the best player in the world for me personally. And I swear to you, I don't say this with bias. You guys know I am very unbiased because I even said Man City are a bigger club than Arsenal. I think the best right back in the world for me for the last 2 years, because I watched him quite a lot, is Ashraf Hakimi. Genuinely, defensively, going forward, the way he attacks, the way he defends well. Yes,
Look how
I know he
Ab's
plays. For,
eyes bulged out.
I know he plays for PSG. I know he plays for
It's
PSG.
not
He's
that.
never
Listen,
gonna get. He's
I
not gonna
love-
get
I-
this recognition
love
because he
Hakimi,
plays
man.
in
I love
Liga. I
Hakimi.
get it.
No,
I
listen,
get it.
I love
But
Hakimi,
he is
but-
incredible.
listen,
Sorry.
I don't know if Ashraf is trying to do the same name prop or whatever, but
Yeah.
what's it?
No.
Listen, Hakimi
I
is
actually
a
don't
baller.
like that his name has a C in it. It should be an S, but anyways.
Nah, you know what it is? I'll be honest. Hakimi's a baller, but I don't know about that. For me, like, I'm surprised he didn't say Ben White. To be fair, because most Arsenal guys I know, they're all like Ben White's been the best right back.
But
in
that's the
the
thing,
league.
was good,
Abs.
but
I'm not deluded like those guys. I think Ben White was good last season, but the
Yeah,
best
but
in the
what-
world in his position, nah, let's stop it. He wasn't the best in the world.
It's a
Hakimi was
team-
also doing it for Morocco. He wasn't just doing it for his club. And he's scoring free kicks and he's scoring goals and he's defending well. He's tracking back and sprinting. He has everything in his game as a fullback. But because he plays in a Farmers League, which is the Liga, nobody wants to give him credit. Nobody wants to say he's good enough.
Yeah, true. But yeah, man.
Habibi Saad, you've been on mute for the last 10 minutes. I thought it was on purpose. I've
So
seen
you,
him move his
wallah, you
lips.
didn't tell me. So you didn't even tell me.
Because-
Wallah,
No,
haram alik.
no. Uqsim
Wallah,
billah.
haram
He was
alik.
enjoying it. He was enjoying it.
Uqsim billah. I see you move your lips, and I'm like, I think he's trying to say something, but we're cutting him off. And then
No,
I
you're
see
not,
him talk for long. I'm like, okay, so his mic is off. Go ahead.
I was just checking.
Look,
something.
even Sad
Oh
is shook
my
from
God.
your take.
No,
you know,
no,
that
I was
Hakimi
no,
is-
no. I was just checking.
I
something
actually
'cause
think
Ali,
he.
Ali comes in. Ali
Ali
comes in. Ali comes in and then says, "Hold that, Salah VVD staying. Ornstein saying it. Hold that." No, he's not, bro. Ornstein hasn't said anything, bro. So stop waffling. Go back to your corner and cry about the contract situations that are just
I
going
think
on.
they'll both stay, to be honest.
Anyway, regardless, look at this guy noshing them off again, bro. Anyway,
No, I'm being logical. I'm being
listen,
unbiased.
listen. Man said Anfield sector, bro. Big up to Anfield sector, bro. We don't even know who that is. But anyway, listen. I'll be real. For me, actually, no, that's not what I was gonna say. Fucking, I'm confusing myself. Speaking of right backs, left backs, and all of this, let's get to the combined 11s, man. And then we
Ooh,
can
I
get-
like
Wait,
this.
Then we
wait.
can get
Is it strictly players who are
all,
fit, right?
no, no.
Yeah. Yes, Abs. Yeah.
So,
Has to be
so-
players who are
so-
available.
just to clarify, no suspensions, no what's it called? No suspensions and no injuries.
You're saying available players.
Only
Available
available
players, obviously, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because
So
then
you don't want to
Because
go
we
with
don't know-
available players.
Yeah, because we don't know if Carvajal would be the same Carvajal. We don't know if Militao would be the same Militao. Like, we have
That's
to
true.
see.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because
That's
literally,
true.
because
right.
because you know what it is, if we're doing it based on suspensions and that, then I could put Brahim forward because Ibrahim has been better than Odegaard this season, and you know it's sad as well. You know he's been better than him.
He cannot say that.
Listen, mate.
Sad.
T
Listen,
loves this
mate.
argument, probably.
Yeah.
He
Ibrahim,
dislikes
listen,
what he
listen.
hears.
no,
Hold
sad,
on.
sad.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
But Abs,
I'm
Abs,
gonna-
question,
I'm
because
gonna
he's
do-
the Madrid fan.
Can I not-
Wait. Sad, it'll rile T up once again. Abs, who's the better player, Arda Güler or Brahim Diaz?
I prefer not to speak. If I speak to him,
Come on,
I'd
nah,
be-
nah.
don't do that, bro.
Speak.
To be honest,
Don't do that.
I'll be fair.
Real Madrid have told Real Madrid. Majority of Real Madrid fans have told me exactly what you're about to
No,
say. So
No, do you know
I've
what it is?
heard
I'll
it,
be
bro,
fair.
already.
Listen, hear what I'm saying. Arda, and listen, I've gone back and forth TK over this. I think Arda is a superb talent. I think he's got a bright future.
We agree.
Unfortunately, he doesn't impose himself on games enough properly.
Oh, did you hear that? T's not even listening, bro. I don't think
So
T's with us.
So that's why, unfortunately,
not
I'm
with
gonna have to. I think it's different because maybe for Turkey he does it more. Now in the Euros for Turkey he was fantastic, but I'm gonna have to give it to
Fair.
Brahim, to Abdelkader.
T, are
Abdelkader
you
goes.
listening? Are you with us, T?
Yeah. Can you also mention the fact that Brahim Diaz is 6 years older than Arda Güler?
This-
Yeah,
I
We didn't
knew
talk
it.
about-
You said
Are we
T wasn't
forgetting the
listening.
difference
You
in
said
ages?
You said T wasn't
what I'm saying?
listening. Yeah, I was like over my dead body here listening. He's taking all of this in.
No,
and he's
it's
waiting for time to come back.
no. Because with all the respect, Abs, I'm gonna. If I wanted this opinion, I would ask an actual Real Madrid fan
There you
about.
go.
Oh
about this,
my
you know what I'm saying?
god.
He's
Okay,
With all due
cool,
respect, brother. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
AKA
I do
AKA
this, I do
AKA
this,
he's rattled.
and AKA I'm also
TK.
not. Listen, if you want to have an actual conversation, maybe compare one of your actual youngsters with Arda Güler instead of Brahim Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Why don't
Yeah,
you compare? Why don't you compare Brahim Diaz to Hakan Çalhanoğlu, for example? You know what I'm saying? Hakan Çalhanoğlu has way more on his resume than that guy, for example. You know what I'm saying? So we can play this
How
game
old
all
is
day.
Salhanoglu?
He's
All I'm saying
30
is
plus.
Ibrahim last year
30
came
plus.
in
He's
when
30
Jude was
plus.
out.
So why are you comparing him to 25?
So I'm playing the same game as you, basically. You know what
No,
I'm
you
saying?
said
Here we
compare
go.
the same age. So if
no,
you're
no,
comparing the same age,
You
who would
guys,
you compare?
You guys
Name one.
are so shameless that you are comparing a 26-year-old grown-ass man who failed at Manchester City. Yeah,
Isn't he 25?
he's 26. Okay.
Technically,
failed.
he didn't fail. He didn't fail.
He
He didn't fail. If you
not
no, hold on,
technically,
hold on.
Not
No,
technically.
no.
Not technically. Everywhere he went, he failed.
You state
I'm not having
the
this
truth.
conversation
You need
again.
to state the
He is a
truth.
failure.
This
He's
is
a
what
failure.
happened. This is
Maybe
what
he's
happened.
25. I just checked.
Hold
He's
on,
25.
hold on.
Okay,
Hold on,
congratulations.
hold
He's
on.
25.
Manchester
Still
City
5 years older
kidnapped
than
him.
Arda Güler.
Thank you,
Manchester
Ash. Now we're
City
gonna wait for
kidnapped
1
him.
hour here.
They
talking
bought
about
this
this.
guy illegally. They bought this guy illegally. Yeah, Manchester City. That was one of the things that they mashed
No,
up.
he's
bro.
a failure.
They-
He's
No,
a
they
failure.
bought him.
You can
They
admit
bought
it.
him.
He's a
They
failure,
bought him.
bro.
No. They bought
No,
him to
he's a
flip him, bro.
failure.
He was
He's a
bought to
failure,
flip.
and now he's a bench warmer for Real Madrid, and they only play him because they don't have any players left.
Here
You know
we
what
go.
I'm saying?
Here we go. They bought him
So,
to flip. They bought him to
You
flip,
need to be honest.
and then he
You
went
don't
to
have
one of
to
the
be
best teams in
disingenuous.
the
You
world.
don't have to be disingenuous. And by the way, this whole Arda Güler Brahim Diaz conversation, once again, you started. I never started this. You compare the grown ass man to a 20-year-old. Yeah. And now you guys are laughing shamelessly because you guys know I'm right. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
You guys
depends.
know I'm
on
right.
If as I
You
told
guys
you,
know
if
I'm
you
right.
don't want to
No,
know who the bigger
you want
talent
to
is,
have this. You want to have this stupid conversation time and time again, and every time I cook you with facts. This guy is 5 years older than him. This guy has his whole future in front of him, and Brahim Diaz failed. Where was Brahim Diaz when he was 20? Where was he? He was failing. He was at Manchester City being a reject, bro. Nobody looked at him. Nobody knew who he was. He was even rejected by Spain to the point that he had to go to Morocco as a second choice. You know what I'm saying? You are his side bitch, and you accepted him like he's your own. He doesn't even have a Moroccan name. His name is Diaz, bro.
Brahim is Moroccan.
What's
No, it doesn't
Brahim?
matter. His name
What's
is Diaz,
Brahim?
bro. His name is Diaz.
What's
He's
Brahim?
Spanish.
His name is Brahim.
He's Spanish.
His,
He's
name
Spanish
is
his
first.
Brahim.
mama,
No,
his
No,
mama
listen.
calls him
He's
Brahim.
Spanish first. He's
His- no,
Spanish
his-
first.
his name
Brahim,
is-
and by the way,
Moroccan.
Brahim is
No.
written the Moroccan way as well. It's not even written as Ibrahim.
No.
It's written the
He only
Moroccan way.
chose
Brahim.
Morocco. He only chose Morocco because he didn't have any choice. Spain didn't want
Yeah,
him. Spain
maybe
was like,
he's having a bigger impact
you're
for
a
Morocco
failure.
than Arda
You know
Güler
what
is
I'm
having for Turkey.
And
one
exactly
is
like Manchester City
dominating
did.
AFCON. The other is getting slapped 6-1 by Hungary. It's not the same.
listen,
It's not the same.
Ashraf,
Who's getting
Ashraf,
slapped up by
Ashraf,
Hungary?
if you
Who's
wanna
getting slapped
know,
up by Hungary?
if-
Who's getting
Oh,
slapped
wait,
up
it
by
was-
Hungary?
It
Who's
was
getting
6-1
slapped
for
up by
Turkey.
Hungary?
Sorry.
Yeah,
My bad. I forgot this.
Huh? Why don't you lose against South Africa, bro? With players that nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? Get knocked out by South Africa, bro. This
Hey,
guy,
it's
bro.
toxic
Wallah.
Cash.
You
He would
are the
come in
most
here. This is
you are the
you.
most shameless individual ever. You lose against
With
plumbers and you
this-
talk
with this
about
I was
Hungary, bro.
shameless. You're not. Hey, South
Bro,
African
you-
upcomers.
Okay,
You remember
okay, my
Chabalala?
bad.
Chabalala.
Mine workers, you know what I'm saying? Fucking desert workers.
Man
I do not
workers
even
and
care.
plumbers,
You
you know.
lose against bums, weekend doctors, you know what I'm
I
saying? They
love
play
this.
football part-time, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you
Nah,
lose
nah,
against
nah,
those
nah.
guys.
They play full
You know
time.
what I'm saying?
Football full
You
time,
lose
bro.
you cannot compare, okay? If you know that if Turkey was in AFCON or in the Asia Cup, we would cook you left and right.
Stop saying
and we
that. The
would
only
beat-
2 times we
That is
played you,
true.
we
No,
beat
that
you
is
both
true.
times.
That is
We
true.
beat you both times.
If the
We
Turkish
beat you
team
both times when we
the
played you.
Turkish team in 2002 would be the best team the AFCON has ever seen in their history, bro. So don't
No,
catch
no,
me,
no,
bro.
no. What about the
Yeah, it
Moroccan
is
team
true.
from 2022? What about the Morocco team from 2022?
Nobody
that
cares.
knocked out,
What did they
that
win?
knocked out
What
Spain
did they
and
win,
Poland.
bro? What did they win?
What did
You know
your
what I'm saying?
Turkish team win?
What
What
did
did your
Turkey
Turkish team
win?
win?
Bro,
In
we are in the
2002.
Euros. We are in the Euros. We are in the Euros. You are in AFCON
Habibi,
losing
in the
against
World
South
Cup.
Africa, bro.
I'm
You didn't win
comparing.
nothing.
You are in, now
I'm
listen,
comparing
listen,
2002 World
listen.
Cup Turkey
You know what's funny?
with Morocco
You know what's
2022 World Cup Morocco.
You guys are so shameless. This specific fraud, yeah, if above me, this guy tried to cook me when we got knocked out against the Netherlands, while you got knocked out against South Africa,
Netherlands.
bro.
First of all,
South
I didn't.
Africa, bro. You
First
know
of
what I'm saying?
all, I
Allah,
didn't.
so shameless, bro.
T is a liar. T is a liar because I didn't cook them. I actually went onto the terrace after that. Go back and check on
That's
the
not
football
true.
terrace.
That's
I
not
went
true.
to the football terrace
That's
and I
not
was like,
true.
bruv, it's
Because
massively
how did you
upsetting.
start this war? How
These
did you start
players-
this war, huh? How did you start this war?
Yeah,
Did you
I
start
just
this
told
war?
you. I just told you one fact, and you got upset
no,
about
no,
it. It's
no.
okay.
No,
Don't
you
worry.
laugh. You
I
laugh,
understand.
okay?
I understand that you have something for other good. It's
Yeah.
okay, man. He's your
No,
brother.
listen,
he's your
other-
he's
No,
your
no,
he's
no,
your
no, no,
he's
no.
your star boy.
Trust
But for
me,
me, it's
trust
not
me
my
that-
fault that my
trust
star
me
boy
that
starts
we
ahead
have
of your
seen-
guy.
Trust me that
Like,
we
bro,
have
what's
seen.
that?
Trust me that we have seen and will see more talent in the future than
We
Morocco.
have to do
will
a
ever
combined
see.
11, guys.
No,
That's-
listen,
that's-
all I'm
that's-
saying,
That's
Sad,
perfectly
sad.
fine. No, hold on. Abs الله يرحم لك الوالدين يا حبيبي خليني نقول هذا
خلص.
صافي خليني
Oh, and by the way, Abs. And by the way, Abs. These
this
guys
is the
started
thing
this,
with
yeah?
this fraud.
These guys
This is
started
the
this,
thing
yeah?
with this
I
fraud. Yeah,
never cussed Morocco.
he comes out
I
here.
never
No,
cussed
no, no, no,
Morocco.
no,
And
don't
this
say
guy
that now
started it,
because
and
you've
now
done
he's
it
gonna
too
chat
much
shit.
now.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no, we unraveled.
chat shit.
No,
Chat
hold
shit.
on.
You have
we
nothing
took off
on
the
me,
cape.
bro.
We took
My
off the
country,
cape.
has
This
seen a
guy-
European trophy, bro. Morocco has not even seen the first division.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? What does FC
No,
Marrakesh
we
do?
won. We won
Have we not
AFCON.
seen
We
an
won
You know what I'm
AFCON?
saying?
We've
No.
won an
What is
AFCON.
no? I'm listening. What
We've
is
won an AFCON.
What is FC Marrakesh gonna do? What is FC Nador gonna do? What is FC say Casablanca gonna do? You're doing nothing, bro.
Those are not-
FC
You're doing
Marrakesh,
nothing, bro. You
FC
know what I'm saying?
Marrakesh is Kukeb. So Dima Kukeb. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
But
Dima
anyway,
Kukeb, what are they gonna do?
the-
Are they gonna
Qasem,
win? Are they
Qasem.
gonna win a
Anyway,
European trophy? No.
Listen,
Yeah, Habibi, let's do the
I'll be
combined
so real.
11.
I'll be so no. Hold on. I'll be so real. Listen, this guy wants to drop some fraudulent arguments that are so the argument has a hole at the bottom, so it's all falling out, bro. It's not even compact. He sits here and he's like, why are you comparing a 25-year-old to a this or to a
20-year-old,
19-year-old? Like as if Mbappe wasn't one of the best talents at that age, bro. Like as if Mbappe at 17 wasn't running man down like he was the best player in the world, bro. But this man wants to let me give Arda Güler a little pass because he's young, bro. Yeah, we're in the day and age of young
where
talent,
were you when
great,
Brahim
like
Diaz
grown
was
men,
20?
bro.
But
Where-
where were you
where
when
in-
Brahim Diaz
where
was
in the-
20? Where
Bro,
were
I
you?
was
Okay,
outside.
so why did you?
I was outside.
No, you were not outside, bro. You did not know the guy. You did not know the
I
guy
was-
because
I
he
was
was
Some
at
players
Spain
peak
I
at
was
different
that moment,
ages.
you know
I
what I'm saying?
mean,
was
some
supporting
players,
him as a
some
Moroccan
players,
brother.
but wait, some players peak at a
didn't
certain
know him,
age.
but
I
I
mean,
still
look
did.
at Salah now, and Salah at 20 years old.
Exactly.
Big difference.
Yeah, but
what's
bro,
funny-
no,
This was funny.
no,
This was
that's
actually funny.
different. That's different. Salah
Then-
became a good player at Roma, okay? Brahim Diaz plays for
But
Real
at
Madrid,
what
and
what
he's
what age?
still
At what age?
this
At what age?
crap.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
At what age? See?
At the same
Roma-
age as no, he went to Roma at the same age as Brahim Diaz.
Actually, too.
No, he was younger actually. He was like 23, wasn't he?
TKA, you with us?
No, but Saad, I'm literally, the thing is, this was funny. I've not even said that Ibrahim will be ahead of him forever. I've said Arda is a more talented player. Like, Arda can do more with a football. Unfortunately, there's a big difference between having more talent and being more effective. But as TK rightly points out, one is born in 1999, the other is born in 2005. We have to be fair. No, we have to be fair to a minute.
But anyway, listen, that has nothing to do with it. But listen, as you guys said, listen, let's
This
get
combined
to
11 is
It,
going to
it
be
has,
fire.
it
Yeah,
has everything
we
to do with
need
it,
to.
you fraud.
I think we need
It has
to.
everything to do with it, you fraud.
Habibi, can
You
I
are
just
the
get to
biggest
the? Can I get to the combined
shameless
11?
individual ever.
Can I get to
You
the
are
combined
comparing a grown-ass man who could be a father of someone to a young 20, a guy that just turned 20. Bro.
Take your fucking L and shut the fuck up. You look
Nah,
stupid.
I'm not shutting up. I'm not shutting up, bro.
There you
I'm not
are.
shutting up.
No.
You start
Out of
this
respect.
one,
To be
I'm gonna-
honest,
listen,
To
I
be
need you to
honest,
understand,
Raheem
yeah?
Sterling.
I need you to understand, yeah. I need you to understand. You start this, I finish this, okay? Morocco will
Raheem-
always be below. Turkey
now.
will.
We don't care.
Morocco will always be a lower country when it comes to football than Turkey.
No,
Just
Turkey,
know,
that's
bro.
not true.
Morocco
Guys,
will
guys,
always
hold
be
on.
below us.
You know that's
Morocco
not
will
true.
always be below us, bro. Just know, bro. Just know, bro.
T is acting. out
By the
of
way,
respect.
Raheem Sterling had 2 kids at the age of 17. You guys know that, yeah?
Okay, but nobody cares
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, Raheem Sterling.
Hold on.
Big up Raheem
What a-
Sterling. Anyway,
what a-
listen. Let's get onto this combined 11. What we're gonna do is it's gonna be current players that are fit and available. Yeah. we're not
Start the
gonna do-
keeper, David Raya. Next.
Oh no.
Nah, Courtois. The
No,
hell?
Courtois, man. I'm
It's
sorry.
To be honest, obviously it is Courtois. I was just joking, but the reality is, has Courtois played majority of the season?
Hey, he
He
has
was
played.
injured for like half.
He
the
had a-
Even though, I'm
Exactly.
sorry.
Yeah, obviously, guys. It's obviously Courtois. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
He has played. Like, what are we doing here? He's played over.
Yeah,
20
I'll take Courtois for sure.
Like, I'll tell you what.
Right,
the only-
right.
Now I'm curious to see.
Right.
To be honest, how many games has he
Right
played?
back. He
People
played-
talk about
He came back
Courtois'
from the
injuries.
injury. He came back from an injury like a month into the season, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, he did. He
played-
played
no,
24
and then he-
games
and then
in
he
La
got a little
Liga.
No,
injury
he played. No, you know what it was? He got injured.
Yeah,
Here's what happened. He got injured against
Again,
before Villarreal. So it was after Atleti. And then what's it called? And it was the game. He missed the Barca game, and he missed the Osasuna game. And recently he's missed. What was it? He didn't play the last 2 games either. He got rested in the Copa del Rey, and he got rested in the game against Valencia, which we unfortunately lost 2-1.
2-1. Diakhabi.
So
No, it wasn't
who we
even-
putting-
it was Hugo Duro who got the winner.
Yeah, Diakhabi scored the first one, the corner.
Who we
yeah.
putting on a right back then? Because the
Bro, honestly, wallahi al-azim, I'm not being shameless.
Timber.
Actually, I forgot we don't have Gabriel. Shit.
Yeah, Timber.
No,
Yeah,
but,
man.
but Saad, you cannot do that crap. You cannot say play Timber as centre back and then say put him as right back. In your
Timber can go
lineup,
right
where
back
is
if
he?
wants.
No,
No,
I
no,
think-
but,
the right
but
answer,
then I
listen,
can say
the right answer is
Timber,
Timber, Saliba,
Saliba,
Rudiger,
Rudiger,
Miles Lewis
Skelly. Correct.
That is the right
Mm,
answer.
I
Correct.
kind of think-
disagree.
You're not telling me Fran Garcia gets in, bro. Come on.
Listen,
No, I would put
Nah,
Camavinga
nah, yeah,
on the
nah, who knows? I might say Raul
Camavinga's
Asensio.
not a left back though.
He's a
Yeah, but he's
midfielder.
I know
What
that
I'm
he's a
saying
midfielder,
is
but he's
Fede
played
Valverde
sometimes.
Fede Valverde this season at right back has been.
Also,
Yeah,
that-
yeah,
know-
but he's not been
but
better
he'll
than
probably-
Timber as right back.
he can go to the midfield to be honest, because Valverde is definitely getting him. in
Okay,
mid.
cool. Let me think. What was it? So
Yeah,
Timber,
Valverde is definitely
Lewis, Timber, Lewis, Skelly. Do you know what? If Mendy was fit, I'd go for Furlong, but unfortunately, Furlong's not fit, so
there you go.
might have to run Skelly.
Lewis
That's
Skelly,
why I
bro.
just love that.
Well,
one.
to be fair, hang on. Would you not say
Camavinga
that
is
Skelly is a
available
better
player.
left back than Kama?
I think Skelly is a
No.
better left back than Camavinga. Yeah.
You sure?
no,
Yeah,
not in
because
my
I don't.
opinion.
I'll be-
Camavinga is a fantastic midfielder. He's not a good. And by the way, this
Listen.
season Camavinga has not even been that great. I've seen him make many errors.
Abs,
Give away
you're,
penalties, give
you're
away like
doing-
cards.
Abs is doing like, bro, you know every single freaking Real Madrid fan and their mother hated Camavinga at left back, bro. They were fuming at the fact that he had
Not
to
really.
play
He was
there.
decent for a little bit. It just got,
No, that's
it
all
got
I heard was
exposed.
complaining. All I heard was
it got, you know what? It got exposed.
And
It got
you have
exposed
to admit
when
as
we got,
well.
the reason it got exposed when we got slapped up by City 4-0. That's when it got exposed, really.
Yeah, but
Other
you
than
have,
that,
to,
it wasn't-
you have to admit as well, just because he's a better player overall doesn't make him the better left back. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
not what I'm saying. I have asked the question. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
No, yeah. The Lewis Skelly for me definitely gets
Okay,
in.
cool.
I think
fine.
he's a
You wanna
left
run
back.
with
He's
Skelly,
better.
cool. All I'm saying is when it comes to midfield, Odegaard is not seeing this midfield. I do not give a shit what
I
anyone
agree.
says.
I
He's
agree.
not
But
seeing
I
it.
agree.
Odegaard is not making
I
it.
don't think
Odegaard
anyone
is
would
not- I
disagree
agree,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Unless
Who-
Saad clearly wants to disagree because Saad is being
Listen,
fraudulent.
All it is,
Yeah.
you know what? Fuck it. This is where I'm going to be biased. I'm going to go for an all-star Madrid midfield. I'm going to go
No, I
for
disagree with that.
Abdelkader, Fede, and Jude. There you go.
Who the hell is Abdel Qadir?
Brahim Diaz.
You lot call yourselves Moroccans and don't know your full player's first name. I'll say that.
His first
It-
and by the way, he
Brahim.
doesn't get into my midfield either. My midfield three is Partey, Valverde, and Bellingham. I think Partey's been
Partey?
fantastic this season. Partey's killed it this season. He's been incredible,
Partey
flawless
over-
in many games.
Nah, I thought you
Yeah,
have
Partey
Rice
over-
in there.
I have Bellingham as a 10. Why would I need Brahim Diaz as well? You don't, by the way, you yourself don't play Brahim Diaz and Bellingham together in that team. If you're playing in the
No,
midfield,
listen,
only one of
you
them.
know
starts.
Brahim Diaz is gonna be the one who starts this week, isn't it?
That means Bellingham's gonna be on the bench.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I have
No
more
way.
hope now.
Bellingham. No, Bellingham. No,
Stop it,
Bellingham
please,
will
stop it.
start. But what's it called? In fact, actually, hold on. No, I tell a lie.
If he
That means
scores, I might
Brahim. That
actually
means
cry,
Brahim
bro.
will start. That means
If
Brahim
the
will start on the
only-
wing.
no, I'm thinking
Yeah,
about it.
you will
'cause
probably
part
see
of
right
this-
wing then.
The only reason why I think Brahim might start is because I think Carlo might play Camavinga at left back. But then I remembered Fran is fit, so I don't know. One of them two.
Yeah, there you go. It has to be. Honestly, guys, how could anyone say not like Partey, Bellingham, and Valverde? In my opinion, is the only correct answer.
I'm
I would have
surprised
said
you didn't go for
Rice. No, but Rice this season hasn't been better than Partey. That's what I'm saying based on this season.
Really?
Based
I-
on
I'll be-
if
I'll-
I had
I'll
to
be
go
honest, I've not watched-
overall,
I've not watched enough of Arsenal, so I can't.
Valverde is
Partey-
definitely
Partey has been
Valverde is-
easily our best midfielder this season.
easily our best
No,
midfielder this whole season. It's
Yeah.
crazy. He's
Oh
been
no,
so
man!
good.
I thought you lot would have Rice in there because Rice
No,
last
no.
year you lot was
No,
speaking
he's
about
not
nice.
been-
Last year, yeah, last year he was.
Last year, yeah. This season he's been up and down. To be honest,
Valverde.
I don't
Valverde
know
for me
what
is
because I can say the same thing for Camavinga. Camavinga this season has also been up and down. He's
that's why I'm
had
not putting him.
Like, you know what it is? Camavinga, for example, like, but at the same time, I feel like people are a bit unfair because you know in the game where we got slapped up by Barca, Camavinga was probably our best player. And he actually played very well.
Yeah, but
He did,
you're the
yeah.
best
Why
of
did
a
you
bad
hesitate
bunch.
when you
It
said
doesn't
that,
make
bro?
you.
But can I ask a question here? Why did we choose Rudiger instead of Asensio?
Because Rudiger's played more and he's been more consistent over the season. Asensio has had his moments, like for example against
I think Asensio was solid this season.
Asensio's been
I think
solid.
I think
And he
with
also
Rudiger's still
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
still the
He's
main
hard,
center
bro.
back. You know what I'm saying?
Asensio's done his thing, but I think it has to be Rudy. But in midfield today, I don't know. I feel like personally, it's a toss-up between Camavinga or Partey. I don't really care either way.
Listen, for me, Valverde is definitely getting to my team 100%.
course.
That guy,
Without
that
debate.
guy is disgustingly good, bro.
He's
It's
a
actually
machine, man.
disgusting. It's mad. It's mad how good
Yeah.
this guy is. Also, I do agree with the lads. I think Partey has been one of the shining lights in the midfield for us this season. Apart from obviously some certain games where he's looked a bit leggy, but majority of the games he's actually looked fairly good. There's only on my hand I can probably name 5 games that he's been a bit leggy in. But the third one for me, I mean, you actually I'm between Jude Bellingham and I'm in between Brahim Diaz because I think Brahim Diaz has definitely performed well for them.
No, man.
So
Even I have to
might
start
have
laughing
to-
now.
I
You're
might
on your
have,
own now.
guys. Can you hold on? Let me land.
Sad, that plane is not landing, Sad.
Yeah, it's
not
not
landing.
guys, hold on.
That's
trying to
a hero
between-
streamer
I'm trying to
right
find-
there.
I'm trying to find-
It's gonna crash, man. We're gonna crash, man.
It's
Just
bet-
stop there. I'm
it's
saving you,
between-
Sad.
It's between Jude Bellingham and Brahim Diaz. Bro,
It's
and
between a
actually close.
Fiat and a Ferrari, you know.
So I can't lie.
This
based
guy,
on-
listen, respect Raheem
based
though.
on-
Respect Raheem.
You know
Respect
what?
Raheem.
Listen.
Ay,
He's laughing so hard because he's salty that his guy hasn't even been mentioned yet.
True.
But
Listen,
anyway,
all I'm saying,
anyway,
No, Sad, that's a
if-
howler.
Sad,
That's a
sad,
howler.
sad. I'll tell you
I'm
what,
gonna
if you
say-
don't want Raheem so badly, play him right wing.
I'm gonna say,
Play him right wing over
I'm gonna
Saka, play him
say-
so badly.
Relax, Abs.
I'm gonna
Abs, relax. Yeah.
No, if
Right
you
wing
want
is
so
saved.
badly, play him right wing.
Right wing is
I'm
saved
gonna
already.
say,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
say
about
for
that, mate.
me, I'm gonna have to put Brahim Diaz over.
Astaghfirullah,
Shut up,
Na'udhu.
man. Shut up.
uh,
Shut up.
Jude,
Nobody cares
man.
about your shit
Jude
opinion.
is our
Obviously,
most
Bellingham
important
gets in easily. Bellingham gets in easily. Yeah.
Hey,
Jude's our most
Aye.
important. If you don't want to
Shameless,
understand,
man. Really
I'm a
shameless.
king,
if
bro.
you don't want
I'm
to
a
understand the
king now.
importance of Jude, you lot, because I know
It's
Arsenal
Jude
fans, they all
Bellingham,
say
bro.
that Saka.
Bellingham.
is
I think
really
he's the
good.
best 10 in the world. He's the best 10. There's no question for me.
But he's
No,
not really.
Jude.
He's more like he's an all-action midfielder. I don't think he's
Well,
really.
Jude,
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Jude.
Yeah.
Jude
Over
is like
that.
this. Huh?
Yeah, I love Verts, but I think Bellingham is the best in the world.
Really?
It depends what you're. No, Jude does more. The only thing that Vert has over him is he's slightly better with his final ball.
Yeah, and he's better in creativity, but I think Bellingham
No,
makes up for that
Jude
with
is,
goals.
the thing is, it's hard because people compare Jude to all these guys. Jude is a central midfielder. He's a classic box-to-box central midfielder who is very
But
good
he
at
doesn't
scoring
play
goals.
that way because most of the time he presses up top and he's
Huh?
up
Have
top
you seen
waiting
him
for the
this year?
ball.
It feels
This
like
year
he's a
he's
second
been
striker.
running back and doing everything. You know, Jude is the one who suffered the most from like most of the system changes. And if you want to know, if you want to see just the impact that he had, start of the year, remember everyone was complaining, saying, Madrid aren't kicking ball, they're playing some rubbish football or whatever. This guy comes back against Stuttgart, immediately we look amazing. And we win game after
He's
game after
world
game
class.
after game.
He's
Is
world
Jude,
class.
Jude gets in, man. Jude is one of the best footballers on the planet. As I said, if he had a fancy name like Judinho Bellinghini,
Ah,
people
stop
would
it.
rate him more, innit?
Okay,
That has
so
nothing to do with it. Stop it.
Bellinghini is crazy. But listen, big up. So the midfield, I think, is Jude Bellingham,
Bellingham, Valverde, and Partey.
and Partey.
Yeah, I'm still going Camavinga.
Honorable mention for Brahim Diaz, but getting onto the
No.
attack. Getting
Honorable
onto the
mention, my
attack.
ass.
Honorable mention for Brahim Diaz.
Front three
Getting
also
off
is very
the attack.
easy, bro.
Front three is simple.
Yeah, front three is
so
Vini,
easy.
Mbappe, Saka.
And
Vini
Saka.
Junior,
That's
it's
it.
Vinny,
Mbappe,
it's Vinny,
and Saka.
King Killian. Listen, even though if what's funny is Vinny's the least deserving out of these guys so far, but I'll give it to him because that's still my dog. It's Vinny Jr., it's King Killian, and it's Rodrigo Gersh.
Habibi, it's one of them.
Don't
Vinny,
you mean
either
inconsistent
you,
Bangladeshi Rodrigo? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
either you put in,
Gersh. He has a Brazilian
Listen,
name.
either you
Bangladeshi,
put
bro, he's
in,
not Brazilian.
He's not
bro.
Bangladeshi.
either you put in Saka, either you put in Saka and you go by form and you put Rodrigo instead of Vinny, or you do the logical thing, you go by who's actually better and you put Vinny and you remove
Man
Rodrigo.
said
You
form.
cannot get both.
Saka's just come back like 2 games ago. Man, I talk about form.
And he
He's been
still
missing
has,
half the
and he
season.
still
Yeah,
has,
that's a
and he
fair
still
point,
has better
Ashraf.
stats than Rodrigo. No, he still has better stats than Rodrigo this season. This season.
No. Because if Vinny was out for this length of time, you know, would be like, oh, you know what, Vinny can't get in. It's the same reason why.
No, I would still say Vinny is Vinny, bro.
No,
It's
you know what?
different. We're not talking about
all I'm
Martinelli
saying,
coming back. We're talking about
Rodrigo-
Saka coming back.
So why did,
Rodrigo
if that was the
cool.
case, why did we put Courtois in goal?
Exactly.
And,
Courtois
uh,
was not
why
being
did-
injured. He's missed like 4 games. What
No,
are you
He
doing
missed the
here?
last 2-3
Fair
games
enough.
though.
Bro, he played
No,
like
he
25
missed-
games
no,
in
no,
total.
listen,
26
look,
games.
But in the Premier League team, you removed Allison because of the same reason, Ash. Why is it different now?
Allison wasn't available at that time.
Mm.
Saka is available now.
Oh, that is true.
Saka-
That is true.
Courtois-
That is-
Allison wasn't
was not
available at that time.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
That's
no,
true.
but he was
Wait,
available.
wait.
No.
It's
Why?
not
He
the
was
same because
available at the
Allison.
time. At the
Because
time, we
Allison this season didn't play a lot of games. Saka this season.
Same
listen
as
to the
Saka,
stats.
man.
No,
Same as Saka.
guys.
Okay.
I had this
Okay, how
argument
many
on a
games?
different
Okay.
channel. When
How
you're
many games?
comparing 2 attackers, you have to look at stats. There's no such thing as a good attacker with bad stats. That's impossible. There's no legendary attacker that exists in football that has shit stats. This season, Rodrigo from 27 games has 6 goals, 5 assists in La Liga. Saka this season from 18 games has 6 goals and 10 assists. That's 11 GA, and this one's 16. 5 GA more from 9 games less. And let's look at Champions League because, okay, you know what? Leagues are different, blah, blah, blah. Champions League this season, Saka has 4 goals, 2 assists from 5 games. 5 games, 4 goals, 2 assists. Rodrigo has 5 and 2 from 10 games. Saka shits on him stats-wise. What are you guys on about? Even with Saka
all I'm
missing 3
saying is
months,
when it comes to
he's had a
big
better
Champions League
season.
nights- Listen, all I'm saying, when it comes to big Champions League nights, I trust Rodrigo more than Saka.
Yeah,
because
but
Rodrigo.
Habibi, because
in
Saka has
Madrid-
only played 1
Put Saka
Champions
in
League
Madrid,
tournament.
he
That's
will
why.
be more effective than Rodrigo.
Exactly.
maybe
Exactly,
not.
100%.
You know what it is? All I'm saying is that you lot will do the whole injuries thing. Number one, with Courtois, the reason why the injuries thing doesn't work is because he got more effectively. He was fit for the game against Valencia, but he got rested because we needed him fit and ready for this game against Arsenal. Because that's obviously, in Carlo's eyes, it's a more important game to him. So he was always available. With Saka has been out since like November, December. I don't remember when he got injured. And what's it called? He's missed like a chunk of the season now, innit? And
He
if we're
missed
gonna
end
do
of
like
December. He
listen,
was
'cause if we're
injured
gonna-
end of December, and he came back and he scored on his first game back. So
okay, cool, no problem. But like for me personally, like the way I'm seeing it, I'm sticking with Rodrigo in it because Rodrigo has been available for most of the season. And whether you talk about stats or not, Rodrigo and Mbappe, they had like a good connection around January, February times. Like them times he was performing, and Saka was not playing.
So imagine, yeah, Fabio Vieira playing for Real Madrid, and he played more games than Saka because Saka was injured. You know what I'm saying? Are we
That's
gonna
not
put
that's
Fabio
not the same
Vieira
thing
in
at
this
all.
11 then? Because
That's not the
that's
same
Big up
thing.
that's
Fabio
effectively
Vieira.
what you're saying. You know what
But
I'm saying? Because
That's not what I'm saying though.
Rodrigo,
Because Rodrigo has
listen.
quality.
Let me say
Fabio
this. Let me
Vieira
say
does
this.
not
Let me
have
say this.
quality.
Let me say this. Saka has played half of his games and he still has better stats than Rodrigo. So Saka has been more effective
Yeah, the attack
overall
goes
this
through
whole
Saka
season.
though.
No,
We
listen.
don't run our
Saka.
attack
No,
through
listen.
Rodrigo.
Let me finish. Saka has been effective more this season with half of his games. So who has more impact this season on his team as a whole? Saka still, injured or not. So for me,
and you
Saka
know,
is
go ahead, T.
first of all, Saka is the better player. Okay, Saka is better than
Yeah,
Rodrigo.
Mm,
Easy.
yeah, I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? If Saka was at Madrid right now, Rodrigo would have been sold. That's all I'm saying.
I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that,
That's all
mate.
I'm saying.
100%.
Second of all, like I said, Saka was having an amazing season. He was on his way to break a record that we hoped that he would break, but then an unfortunate injury happened. So this guy was having a monster season almost. We were playing Saka and Inshallah, and this guy was actually getting numbers while getting triple teamed by everyone, literally. You know what I'm saying? So at this moment in time, when I look at Saka and look at his impact that he had this season alone, and I'm not even looking at him as a player versus Rodrigo right now, he had more impact on Arsenal than Rodrigo had for Real Madrid, and
All I'm
it's just
saying
as
is
simple
that
as that.
part of the reason is that your team runs through Saka, our team doesn't run through Rodrigo. We basically, if anything, the team has basically been made to facilitate Kylian Mbappe. Whereas we look at the Arsenal team, Saka's the focal point behind everything you're doing. Now he's basically said, "Listen, look, we're going to do everything to get the
But
best
he's
out
the
of you."
focal point,
And
Abs,
Odegaard,
because he is that good, though. He's not the focal point because we have no one else. He's the focal point because he is world class when he plays. And you know, the reality is, I was just looking at this now. By the way, I rate Rodrigo. Wallahi, if there's one winger I wanted Arsenal right now to play left wing, it's Rodrigo. He's my number one option. Literally, my number one option. There's no one above him. But the reality is, I was thinking, okay, maybe we should remove Vinny Jr. and put Rodrigo. But the reality is, even this season with Vinny being shit and Rodrigo being really good, Vinny's outperforming him in the Champions League and La Liga in terms of stats. He has 11 goals and 5 assists in La Liga, which is like 6 or 7 or 5 or 6 more than Rodrigo, and he has 7 goals and 2 assists in the Champions League, which is 2 GA more than Rodrigo. And this is a shit Vinny season and a decent Rodrigo season, bro.
And Abs, let me ask you this also. If we, my bad that I interrupted you, Ashraf, but imagine we had
please.
Gyökeres. Imagine we had Gyökeres or Nico Williams or Lookman or Leao. You know what I'm saying? Any of the left wingers. You know what I'm saying? And Gyökeres, yeah. Would Saka still be our main attacker or not? That's my question right now.
Yeah,
well, depends.
exactly. That's a good question.
Are you guys linked with Isaac?
Yeah, but I don't think we'll get
that's
him.
not realistic. I think we will get Gyökeres.
Gyökeres is not Isak.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I don't
depends.
think so.
Well, Gyökeres is obviously a bit different because he's not really a known entity like that, and he's not rated as highly as that top echelon of attackers.
But
But you
that's
talk
why I
about-
gave you options. I gave you Nico
Okay,
Williams.
all right.
I gave
Let's
you
let's go
Lookman,
through
I
let's
gave-
let's go through
yeah.
those options. So you said Gyökeres again. I think, as I said, because with all due respect to the Portuguese league, no one really watched them like that compared to La Liga, the PL, Serie A. Nico Williams. If you're talking about this season, Nico Williams ain't that superstar quality, so I think you can take
I
him
Very
out.
said that
underwhelming,
last
yes.
time and people are laughing. I said
He's
that
not.
last
He's not.
Ashraf,
He's
I
not.
was there with you.
All
bro. I
I'm
was there
saying,
with you.
his brother's a better player.
Yeah,
than him.
yeah,
Based
exactly,
on what
yeah.
I've seen this season, Inyaki's been better. Leao,
Yeah.
same thing. He doesn't really fit in that superstar bracket. So, really and truly, you're not bringing me guys who are rated higher than Saka.
But
in the
those are the
footballing
guys that
world.
we're linked with. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
I'm asking
if
you.
Saka
Give
is
me
not
someone.
if Saka is not in the upper echelon of wingers right now, maybe top 3 wingers, right wingers in the world right now, yeah, right wingers specifically, yeah. If Saka was not up there, and these are the players that we are linked with, how is Saka then not one of the main guys just because he's good and not because we don't have anyone
When
else?
did
You know
I
what I'm saying?
say that Saka isn't in the upper echelon of wingers? He is. He's
Yeah,
fantastic.
but you said he is our main guy because we don't have anyone else.
That's not what I said.
I gave you players that we are linked with. If we bring the best players of those options in, Saka will still be our best attacker. That's what I'm
No,
trying
but
to
here's
say.
the thing, TK. Number one, I just want to make this very clear. I didn't say that Saka's the main play, that Saka's the focal point of the Arsenal team because you don't have anyone else. Saka's a very good player. I rate him very highly. Like when people talk on him, I feel like he's what's it called? I feel like people are very disrespectful when it comes to Saka. I think he gets, pushed aside. Like for years, people would say Foden is way better. This guy's way better. Saka's not world class, but Foden's world class because he can have 3-4 good games and watch his mum get punched up. But Saka's not world class, even though he's more consistent.
Big up, man. Nobody's calling it out.
But what's it called? But you see, with Saka, I'm just saying, for me, and I'm just basing off what I've seen, and we're talking Champions League here, innit? For me, when it comes to the Champions League, I know I can rely on Rodrigo more than Saka. And the perfect example is last year when he went to the Allianz, what did Saka do? Whereas I've seen Rodrigo dunk on Man City at the Etihad in the Champions League. I've seen him dunk on Chelsea in the Champions League. I've seen him do his dirt against
getting an amazing pass by Tchouaméni, Camavinga, or Bellingham while having Mbappe next to him.
No, but you
Modric,
don't. Hang on. Don't do this.
I think Kroos was not even retired by them, so you had Kroos as well. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you lot will you lot will say this, but at the same time, you also told me that you've got Declan Rice, one of the best DMs on the planet. You've got Saliba and Gabriel, the best centre back partnership on the planet. You've got Kai Havertz, who apparently some fantastic player now.
Stop there. Nobody says Kai Havertz. You went too far. You went too far. You went too far.
On this panel, except Saad, says these things. Okay. Nobody.
Yeah, exactly. And notice how you mentioned all defensive players. You said Declan Rice, Saliba, Ben White. How will these guys help Saka create? But in terms of creation, at our pump, we only had Saka and Odegaard. That's it.
Do you guys think Saka would thrive in Real Madrid?
He would absolutely kill it.
Instead of
Saka
Rodrigo,
at Real Madrid on the right wing would not just bang, he would be one of the best.
Do you think his numbers will elevate or stay the same?
Yes, his numbers will get a lot better.
I don't think you understand how good Saka's passing and crosses are. Mbappe will have 30 goals by Saka assist alone. You know what I'm saying?
And Saka will not be asked to sprint back every single game like a dog and defend with Carvajal and be next to Courtois. He won't be asked to do that. He'll actually have to freedom to get the ball
next year, next year we're playing Trent there, so Saka might be asked to do the same thing.
No. The guys who cover Trent are the midfielders, not the wingers. The guys who cover Trent are usually the right-sided midfielders.
I've seen Salah have to track back for Trent, but you know what it is? Look,
no, he doesn't do it often. Salah a lot of times camps up top, bro. Well, I don't blame him. He has to do that, but
when Salah was at his physical peak, I saw Salah do a lot of running back. Well, a bit at least to help out Trent. But listen, if you don't want to have Saka, fair enough. I'm still sticking with Rodrigo because that's my dog, innit? But this is gonna sound crazy. I'm a Bukayo Saka fan, innit? I really rate him. I think he's a very good player, and he's probably, if you forget Harry Kane, he's probably a top 3 England player with Jude and Trent.
Easy, yeah.
I
think he's the second or third best English player.
Yeah.
If you that's why I said if you take out, because for me, I don't think it's fair thing because Kane's already his story's nearly over, innit? Talk for the foreseeable, Jude will be there, Trent will be there, Palmer, Saka, these guys will all be there, innit? What's my man's name? Lewis Skelly, Mark Gahey, Declan Rice, and all that. They'll all be there, innit? Yeah. So, yeah, man.
I wouldn't say Foden, but I agree.
Listen, forget Slim Shady. Slim Shady is one of the most overrated players on the planet.
I agree.
And he's not even. And what's funny is you see last summer. This is how you know that the England fans don't understand football, innit? They were crushing it on Jude, but Foden got away with zilch. No one said a word about Foden.
Yeah, and can we talk about how Rodri got dropped by Foden, and if Rodri's name was Philip Reynolds of the
Philip
third,
Morrison.
you know what I'm saying? He would have won the PFA Player of the Year, you know what I'm saying? If
no, we're going to steal my flow now. Is that what we're doing? You're going to steal my flow now. Come on. Nah, we can't be doing that, man.
No,
listen,
I had to do it.
So the final team is in goal. You've got what's the name? Courtois. Then you've got Timber. Saliba, Timber, Saliba, Rudiger, and Mazur Skelly. Then in the midfield you got Valverde, Partey, and you've got Jude Bellingham. And in the front three you've got Vinicius Junior, you've got Kylian Mbappe, and then you got Saka.
Yeah, I think considering all the injuries, you still have more players, but we just have more players in the back because you have a lot of defensive injuries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like next week, for example, if we do a combined 11, you know that Lewis Skelly's coming out for Furlong.
Unless Lewis Skelly has a banger game tomorrow.
Yeah, depending on how he does. And speaking of tomorrow, let's end this off by getting predictions, man. I'm gonna go last. So we'll start off with the Real Madrid fan first.
I'm gonna go for I might go for a cheeky 3. Nah, not 3-2. Actually, yeah, 3-2. Why not?
Wow, it's a high scoring game, bro. They got
3-2. I
Fair
feel like
enough.
this will be a good, because you know what it is, because we'll score first, you'll have to attack, and then we'll score again, and you'll just have to keep attacking. Then we'll get one final dagger. Pause.
Yeah, unless we score first, we will put every bus in front of that goal that we can find. bro.
Mm.
Like,
Listen, you could do. It's not gonna.
it will be such a
Even though
boring
1-0
game.
even
like,
though
we'll-
1-0 win is not good enough to go to the Bernabeu with, bro. Still,
It's not.
Listen,
do
It's
it.
yeah,
not.
I'll
But
be-
we were. But the fan base will celebrate like we already went through the semifinals. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, we'll win, man. I'll go. Actually, no, not 3-2. I'll go 2-1. 2-1 is a more reasonable result.
Okay, fair enough. Sammy,
2-1, but Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal, yeah.
Mm.
T,
1-1.
1-1.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think we have enough firepower to keep them away. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Ash,
If Arteta was to do the brave thing that I said he should do and just go gung ho attack, I think we win. But he's not gonna do it, so I'm gonna go with 2-1 Madrid.
Okay.
Loss.
I'm gonna go for 5-1. No, joking.
Shut up. man.
5-1 Real Madrid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I believe.
I was
That
gonna
I
say I'm gonna go for 5-1 Real Madrid, but no, it's I think it's
Actually,
gonna
to
a
be
close
honest,
game.
we haven't conceded more than 2 goals since
Yeah.
for 2 years now. So I
Yeah.
don't think Madrid would smash us, to be honest, even if they had their full team
So
and
do
we had
I.
our full team.
I'm gonna go with a stinky 1-0 to the Arsenal. Is what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
Copium.
That's what I think, bro. But listen, guys, we will be here for the watch along tomorrow. Ash will be joining me, the fraud, because it is
To
on
laugh at
Amazon
Saad.
Prime.
That's it.
Because it is
I'm just
on
gonna laugh
Amazon
at Saad the
Prime.
whole time.
No, he's not. Because if we end up winning the game, bro, then this guy is gonna
Bro,
be screaming.
You'll see me
So,
screaming at the top of
he's
my
gonna be
lungs, waking
screaming,
everyone up,
so-
bro.
Exactly.
If
like,
we
his whole
win by
family's
2
gonna
goals
get
or
woken
more,
up.
I will be screaming as well, bro.
Yeah, listen, inshallah.
Bro, if we
Um,
score first, I'll be screaming my lungs out. Imagine if, let alone win. If we score first, because I'll be like, oh,
Were you there for the Real
And-
Madrid one? Were you there for the Real Madrid one? No, were you there for the Bayern Munich one? I swear you were there with me.
no. I went to watch it.
And by the way, Ashraf, if Brahim Diaz scores, which most likely 99.9% he isn't, but if he scores, yeah, try to look at this fraud if he's not actually celebrating. You know,
Bro, I'd cry. I'll
because
cry. I'll actually cry.
this guy would be shameless enough to celebrate against us. You know. what I'm saying?
No, I actually
that is
wouldn't.
shameless.
I would never celebrate against Arsenal. I'll probably cry, bro, because I won't cry, but I'll be upset, man. Heavily
Sad.
upset.
Sad. Question. Sami, to you as well.
Tell me.
If you only had one option, Morocco winning the World Cup or Arsenal winning the Champions League?
Morocco winning the World Cup. Man. Are you skunked? Are you out your damn mind? Bro, you out your damn mind, bro.
First. I thought you say
Arsenal,
Arsenal.
Arsenal is
I'm
my
sorry.
love.
I'm sorry. I have to say
No.
Arsenal. I have to say Arsenal. Yes.
Go
Damn.
on,
I'll be
Saudi
shameless.
side. It's a Saudi
Damn.
side. It's a Saudi side.
I have to
Come on,
say,
Morocco,
man. I have to say,
He's like,
hey
he's
guys,
like the Saudi
hey
side
guys.
of
I
money
love
already,
Arsenal.
You know what
I
I'm
love Arsenal more than the Saudi national team and the Moroccan national team. So I'm sorry.
I might
have to
like
say that.
Arsenal more than Morocco, but not more than national team
Bro,
winning the World Cup. Bro.
There's
That's
the thing is, yeah,
that's
with
different.
Arsenal, I love Arsenal with my heart, bro. Yeah, Arsenal is my life, bro. I love Arsenal. I follow everything about Arsenal. They're my
Like,
team.
I
bro.
would name
love
my
them.
daughter
I'm
Lanestra.
sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah, Leicester, bro. That's what my daughter's name is gonna be, bro.
Listen,
But the thing is for me, yeah. But the thing is for me, Morocco and the national team, that's in my blood, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it's a different. There's the happiness, bro. The happiness that we'll feel. Like, do you know, my mum will probably cry if Arsenal win the Champions League. She didn't give a shit. She look at like, oh, okay, nice one, congratulations. But if Morocco win, bro, my mum's crying, bro, live
Bro,
and in the flesh,
Bro, when Morocco
Like-
made it to the semi-finals,
My
right,
mum cried, bro. Like,
every single person I would speak to and they would find out I'm
They'd
Moroccan.
be happy.
People who don't even watch football, literally for like for the next 6 months after that, were like, Morocco, Dima Maghreb, Dima Maghreb, oh, Morocco, Dima Maghreb. These are people who don't follow football whatsoever. They know nothing about football. I would literally go to the car showroom just to check some cars. Wait, you're Moroccan? Dima Maghreb. And I was like, yo.
Dima Maghreb, 50% off. You know what I'm saying?
Dima Maghreb.
By the way, guys, we united Africa, by the way, bro, because every African was with us,
Bro.
Not only
every
African,
African
all,
was with
all
us, bro.
Arab
I'm
countries.
telling you.
and Arab countries, everybody was with us, bro.
Yeah.
Apart
And
from Hassam the fraud.
personally,
just
I
tells
was
us.
I was
but-
with Morocco as well until I missed.
Listen,
this
all I'm
fraud, you know
saying
what I'm
is, please, you see
The
with
thing is,
Sudan,
in the next, this guy is saying all of this waffle right now, yeah. But I guarantee you, in the next AFCON, who's gonna be sitting there in streams with me cheering Morocco and
Niger.
celebrating the
I'm
goals?
gonna support Niger.
No, you're
Pussy
not.
man,
You're
Niger
not.
carry last, you
Bro,
know what I'm
I'm
saying?
telling you, he's not, bro.
all I'm saying is when Sudan make it to the quarterfinals of the World Cup and we win AFCON, by the way, because we are going to win AFCON.
Oh,
hope
he's
you know
you're
that-
Sudani abs. He has
Yes.
all. I'm
Why
half
do you
and
think
half.
Why do you think I bought him, bro?
Oh, I didn't know. I'm half Sudani, half
But
Moroccan.
he
Oh,
aired my thing, bro. I said
Ahlan
to you,
wa
you
Yeah,
both
tamam.
got something in common, bro.
Oh, I didn't
Listen,
hear.
listen.
Wallah, I didn't hear it.
Listen, with Gaffer Apia, we're going to make it there. Watch. We've already, we fumbled against South Sudan, unfortunately, but
It is what
it
it
will
is.
be there, man.
For me, anyone, Sudan or Morocco wins it, damn, bro. I didn't know he's
For me,
Sudanese.
it's
Wallah, I thought he
always
was
Turkey.
Somali, damn.
Huh?
If it's
La
Netherlands
hawla,
Turkey
that's a bad-
final,
Do I have, I won't even
Yeah,
say
big-
Chill out. Let's not diss us.
I won't say
Somali
on-
brothers, bro.
I won't say it on
Listen,
air. Listen.
Aye.
Big up my Malis. I'll say it off air. I'll say it off it.
Big
the
up
Somalis,
Somalis.
bro.
Big up my
Somalis,
Malis. every
wallahi,
time. Big up my
bro.
Malis.
Bro, big up my Somali brothers, man, honestly. But listen, guys, we will be there for the watch along tomorrow.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm probably gonna be watching it, and I'm gonna be ahead of.
Yeah, man.
Ash
Me too,
once,
man.
bro.
It's gonna be.
Wahala for Madrid, bro.
once-
Wahala Madrid.
Alright, listen, we'll be there.
gonna be Valhalla
Hopefully
Madrid.
we can.
Hold on.
Hopefully we can get the win. I know all of some of these guys were being negative, but at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
Habibi,
apart
we're
from
being
Abs,
realistic.
all-
You're being deluded. There's a difference.
So can you let me
Delulu is
land?
not the Sululu.
So let me land.
Don't call us
fraud.
negative then. We were not being negative.
But let
Being
me land.
logical is not negative.
Let me land.
Why
That's
don't
why
you
I.
stop
That's why I
being
put in
giddy?
that words.
Huh?
That's why I put in that words, because people who say you're being negative, that's what people will say. These Arsenal fans will say that. I'm not saying you're being negative. I understand you're being realistic, brother. I'm just saying that you guys are being negative, bro.
Guys, Saad
This guy's just
just
trying to-
admitted he's
This guy
Saad
is.
just,
This guy
Saad
is
just
trying to-
admitted he's being deluded, by the way. Saad just admitted that. Because he
Nah.
said, I know you're being realistic when you predict a Madrid win. So that means he knows he's being deluded when he says Arsenal will win.
No, but it's not even about being
True.
deluded. No. When you
Thank you,
put,
Saad.
I mean, he exposed himself when he had
No,
Brahim
no.
Diaz in front of
when you
fucking Bellingham
when
of
you
all
predict-
players. You know what I'm saying?
when you predict a Madrid win, I know that
Yeah.
you're being realistic to yourself, bro. I'm not saying it's realistic as in that's what really is gonna happen, bro. Everybody sees the game different, bro.
Inshallah, I'm
What I'm
wrong. I
saying
really
is-
hope.
realistic to
If we
yourself.
But what I'm
sla-
saying
So if
is,
you're being
Guys,
shameless,
in a-
are you
in a-
being realistic to yourself, Saad? You know what I'm saying?
yes.
in
Because
this
it's
in this
no, but I genuinely think I'm not being shameless and saying the 1-0. Bro, if I was being shameless, you think I'd sit here and say a stinky 1-0? I'd be saying 4-1,
no, but Saad,
bro.
Saad.
Yeah,
I'll
what
tell
is
you
this,
this
bro?
because this
Come
is
on, man.
Yeah,
Saad.
hold on, 4-1.
I'll tell you what's happening with you. And by the way, I pray and I hope you're right. If tomorrow we win even by half a goal, let's say they put 0.5 Arsenal, 0 Madrid, I will celebrate it like we just won the World Cup. But my point is, the person in you that's saying 2-1 for Arsenal, that is a bit of hope. You might not see it that way; it's subconscious.
Hey, that's me.
But it's
Bro,
because
look at his
exactly,
face
and
alone, bro. His
Saad is
face.
admitting. So Sami's admitting it. It's
No,
because you're an
look, I'm
Arsenal
not
fan.
deluded. I'm shameless. I'm not deluded. I'm
Yeah,
shameless.
fair, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Saad
at
is
least you
being
admit
deluded.
it.
Sami
Saad-
is
Yeah,
being
I am.
crazy.
I am.
Saad
I
is
said
being
I'm
deluded because
shameless.
Saad, when
Yeah,
he's
man.
thinking about the result, right, his brain starts computing think about the positives that could happen. Think about the positive, and it happens to me as well. Sometimes I'm in
No,
the
no,
shower
but
shouting, and
I
I'm thinking of
explained-
Arsenal. One second, let me
I
land.
think you're giving him too much credit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No,
No,
I'm
but
telling you,
I-
sometimes I'm sitting
Hold
there in
on.
the shower
I
and I'm
explained-
thinking to myself, and I'm like, you know what? What can Arsenal do to win this game? And I start thinking of possibilities. I'm like, if we start the game in minute 2 and Saka does this cross and somehow it gets in and then we do this, I start planning in my head. And then I come out of the shower and I realized, bro, that was some delusion. That shower was so good. I started having illusions.
But hold on. But Ash, with all due respect, it isn't delusion, bro. It isn't
It is
delusion. You
delusion.
asked me.
It is
You asked me to tell you why I think that, and
Can I tell you why it's delusion? And you will immediately agree
I
with
told
me.
no. Hold on. I told you the reasoning why.
I will
The
say
form
one
that
thing
we
and you
have
will
in the
agree with me.
Champions- Go ahead.
You know why it's delusion? Because you never ever predict an Arsenal loss ever. I've done that many times.
Hold
So
on a
unless you
minute.
think
Hold on a
Arsenal are
minute.
invincible, unless you think Arsenal are invincible and they
So-
will never lose a game,
Hang on.
So
Right.
firstly,
you're being delusional.
that's the
Wait,
reason.
hang on.
That's the
Why would
reason
anyone
why.
predict Arsenal?
That's the
loss?
reason why.
Like,
No. But the thing is,
Because
I
we're
have
not doing
predicted-
predictions
I
by
have predicted-
feelings, abs.
even in
We're
this,
doing
even
predictions
in
by
this,
logic.
even in this. Hold on, I don't want to scream.
Shut up,
I don't want to
shut
shout over you, you frauds. Yeah, so just let me land.
up. Okay, go on.
Let me land. The thing is, yeah, I have predicted an Arsenal loss. I predicted us to lose in this tie. When we first got asked about this, the only thing that I said is that we're gonna win in the first game. When we got to the
Sad.
Bernabeu, we might get smoked 2-1 or something. I'm not saying that
Smoke
we ain't
2-1.
gonna
2-1
lose.
is not a
Yeah,
smoke.
but
No,
Saad,
but I'm talking
you know,
about on the
you
game,
know,
in the
but
game. It's gonna
Saad,
be
you
not
know,
close. We might
listen,
get like a
you
last
know
minute
that
goal or
we know
something,
you.
just consolation.
You know that we know you, yeah. And imagine if we win 1-0, for example, at our home game.
Exactly.
You will turn this around and switch that
No,
loss into another
but it's
win.
not. No,
result,
but it's,
you know what I'm saying? We know you,
hold
bro.
on. Hold on a minute. There's been many times where if I see a 1-0 result against a team and we're going away to that team in the second leg, why would I say, oh my god, we're gonna win, guys, we're gonna win? Brother,
You want me to give you an example?
No, but you would say
I can give
1-1,
you
for
I
example.
guys. I can give you an example
because
because Saad doesn't know that I know this fraud because I've been doing predictions for them for long. You said if you are going away, why would I predict a win? You did that against Man City last season when we were going to the Etihad. You predicted an Arsenal win, even though City were undefeated at home. They had an amazing run. Everyone knew they're going to win the league.
But we were going on a good run ourselves. So what's
But
the
not
point
in
there?
but it's City
What's the point
away.
there, bro?
But it's because it's City away. You just said if I'm going away to a difficult ground, why would I predict?
No,
a win?
in a second.
We went away to a difficult game, and you
in a
predicted
second
a-
leg, in a second leg in a knockout competition, my brother. This is the thing.
Saad,
Ash doesn't listen.
what did you
Ash doesn't
predict?
listen.
What
Ash
did you
doesn't
predict last
listen.
season?
Ash doesn't listen. He just screams at his mic.
What did you predict last season against Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena?
Just screams
What was
at
your
his mic,
prediction?
yeah?
What did I predict? You tell me.
No. You're acting as dumb,
You tell
yeah?
me.
What did you predict? Don't make me pull up the tapes. Don't make me pull up the tapes. What did you predict at the Allianz
Dad,
Arena?
that's why you have to say I am shameless. It's
Shut
fine.
up.
It's
Just say
fine.
it's shameless, and that's
Yes,
okay.
man.
Move
Nah,
on.
No, Saad,
with
Saad,
with
you
this
need-
too
you
obvious,
need-
this
deluded.
Saad, listen, you need to
With
pick
this
your
one-
battles because this guy's a human encyclopedia and he has every, you know what I'm saying? What do you call it again? Receipt that
Yes.
you ever said, bro. This
Bruh,
guy knows
and I know
everything,
which video to go and bring and put in the next video. So don't do that shit, bro. It was the video after the Heidenheim thing when we lost the first game. Don't give me that crap. This guy is such a fraud because
Gyökeres! Oh, what a goal by Gyökeres!
he says, oh, when I travel away, I don't predict. You never predict an Arsenal loss. By the way, I predicted an
so
Arsenal
hold
loss
on.
once.
Did I
No,
not
no,
predict
let me
an
just finish
Arsenal
this.
loss? Did I
Let me
not
just
predict
finish
an
this.
Arsenal loss? He's
Why would
lying.
I predict
He's
an
lying,
Arsenal
though.
loss against West
You
Ham?
lied.
I predicted an Arsenal loss against was
This
it
is
West Ham? I
hilarious.
can't remember. I think West Ham in the League Cup because I don't rate the League Cup, and I knew we'll start some crappy team. And he's like, I don't remember if it was West Ham or some other game, but it was some game that we actually ended up losing.
So
Yeah, the League Cup game. And this fraud came and said, "Huh? You're predicting an Arsenal loss? How could you be an Arsenal fan and predict Arsenal to lose?" That's what I'm telling you. He does it out of emotion. He does it out of emotions, not logic. How could you call this? Are you skunked in the head? Are you skunked? How could you be an Arsenal fan and predict
That
Arsenal
actually
to lose?
that actually does
Bruh,
sound like
shut
me.
up.
I can't lie.
Yeah, that's
Exactly. There you
No,
go.
but hold on. But the thing is, this is why Ash is a complete and utter liar, bro. He's an utter liar, yeah. Because I have predicted losses. I predicted a loss in the second leg against Newcastle. So what now?
After
now,
we lost
bruv?
the first
Yeah,
leg, you
Habibi,
fraud.
It doesn't
because we
matter.
lost the
It
first
doesn't
game,
matter.
it's done.
Yeah,
I could
this
have
time,
been
bro, hold on.
shameless. I could no, hold on. I could have been shameless and said we're gonna bring it back.
You are
Why was I
no,
not
no, no,
shameless
no.
then?
You
Why
cannot be
was I not
shameless.
shameless then?
Wait.
Listen,
Why was I not
why
shameless then?
why would
stop.
you say that if we lose on the first leg at our own ground, bro?
But why would
Ask
I?
him.
Why would I not be shameless to say that?
Sad. What was your prediction for that game? Don't tell me the tie. For that game at St. James Park, what was your prediction then?
St. James's Park.
Yeah.
He said draw. He said 2-2.
It was
or
1-1,
something.
innit? It was 1-1.
Oh, you fraud! Why are you lying?
No,
you
but
predicted
it
a
was-
draw.
But that's
This
but
guy
hold
is
on.
such a lot.
But that's not a win though, bro.
No. I'm
know what I mean?
asking you for a specific game. Predict a loss. When have you done that for a specific game? You've never done that, ya Hayawani. Why you lying?
Hold on.
I predicted we'll go out.
Hold on. Let me think.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
think.
By the way, guys, I don't even think.
Oh,
we need to go that
I know. Hold on. Against Manchester City, in the first season, we challenged.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't know you
we-
back then,
bro,
so stop lying.
No,
I
no,
cannot go back and
100%
tell
you
you.
did.
Listen, because
100%
we,
you
we
did.
got
I didn't know you for the
smoked by
fourth
them
time in
every
my life.
year, you fraud. That's why you predicted a loss.
Bro,
because we got
no,
smoked
but-
by them every year.
Hold on. Yeah, so that's why I predicted the loss, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
but
predicted the loss.
bro, that's before we challenged.
So now we doing this and this and that. Like, yeah, what we doing here, bro?
And
Why
by
we
the way-
adding like?
And by the way, Ashraf is right. We didn't know you back then, so we cannot confirm it. So you're a fraud still.
Exactly.
Yeah, but listen,
All I'm gonna say is these guys are absolutely fraudulent pieces of shit.
I'm just looking
And
at it here.
it is
Sad.
what it is.
By the
What
way,
did I
Arsenal
do?
win,
by the
Arsenal
way,
win.
Dad, what did I do?
Gyökeres goal was offside, guys.
Not
false
you,
alarm.
brother. I'm talking about these two guys here.
Look, I'm looking at it right
Actually,
here. right?
let's throw Sammy in there as well.
This is Saad's predictions for Arsenal this season. This is Saad's predictions for Arsenal this season in the Premier League. 2-0 Arsenal, 5-0 Arsenal, 2-1 Arsenal, 3-1 Arsenal, 3-0 Arsenal, 2-1 Arsenal, 1-0 Arsenal, 2-0 Arsenal, 2-0 Arsenal, 1-0 Arsenal. Not even a draw, by the way. This is Ashraf's predictions this season for Arsenal. 4-0 Arsenal, 4-0 Arsenal, 1-1, 1-1, so that's a draw. 4-0, 4-0, 1-0 loss, by the way. 1-0 Arsenal, 1-0
Who was that
Arsenal.
against? Who was
and
that
this
1-0
is-
loss against? Who was that 1-0 loss against?
It was Villa, but we drew that game 2-2. Now let me look at the away fixtures. Let me shut the hell up. What do you mean
What does that
exactly?
You
What
piece
does that
of
mean?
shit.
Exactly.
You piece of shit. Look at this guy.
I-
Fake Arsenal
I
fan,
was
bro.
closer to you.
Fake
because
Arsenal
I-
fan, bro. Fake
Now,
Arsenal
let's
fan, bro.
Let's look at his away results.
Okay,
Let's
yalla,
look at his
guys,
away
end the
results.
show. End the show, yalla.
This is a meaty skirmish for the ages. I can't
Yeah,
even
I
lie.
predicted a
I don't
Forest
even know
win
what's
against
going on,
Arsenal, by
bro.
the way, 2-0.
I said
Okay,
this
go
is a
on.
skirmish for the
Anyway,
ages, bro.
Anyway, listen, we're gonna end it here. There are some draws. You just have to go lower down. Do you know what I mean?
There were no
I've
draws. True
predicted
blue
some
clay.
draws. I've predicted some
Yes.
draws. They might have just been in the knockout competitions, but it is what it is. Those are not documented. But anyway, guys, listen, we are out of here. Do you know what I mean? Inshallah, tomorrow we can get a win. You know what I mean? bro?
Inshallah,
We're
you
here,
don't.
man. We will be here, bro. If we don't
Fingers
get a win,
crossed.
then I'm gonna get dunked on. It is what it is. But
Yeah, by me.
if we do get a win, brother, none of these men want to see me, bro. Because you know, what I mean? I'm here, bro. I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, big up to everybody. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We are out of here. Peace out, people. Peace.
Ala Madrid.